Hey everybody, what is up? I am currently in the next to last round of a second quarter or a fourth quarter. I keep calling it second quarter. I don't know why. It took me a minute to get reset up. Apparently, it didn't save my thumbnail, so I had to check some things. But thanks for popping in, Pepper Tony, and I'm sure others will be coming in. I didn't actually advertise it either on X or anything, so if people come, people come. I'm going to be drafting for a while tonight. So hopefully things go well. What's up, Schuster? I seen you. You were just upset over Impeach channel uh, because Nez said that they got a quarterback upgrade in Jets. I don't necessarily disagree, but it feels really bad. I have a bunch of fields in this contest just in case as a third quarterback. This is the pick that I'm hoping I can get. I want to make a little bit of a Gesicki stand in this contest. He's going to be very low owned. I'm doing the Burrow triple with Chase, Higgins, and Gesicki. I got a little bit of a Michael Wilson bring back on it. I also have a Raven or two. I have a Raven for the bring back there, and I also have Ollie for a little bit of a bring back in that game. That is what we're running with right now. I think I want another. Yeah, I definitely need another receiver. And after that, we will be. I'm assuming Adonai went already. I actually do like Adonai this week or in this contest a little bit. John Mechie is my highest rated guy left. We will go ahead and do that. So this team ended up being a Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Jacobs, Montgomery, Aaron Jones, my only Kenneth Gainwell share. I do want more Kenneth Gainwell. Ollie Gordon, Jaleel, the double stack, T and Jamar, Rome Odunze, Myers, Michael Wilson, Bateman, and Mechie. And then tight ends, Loveland, Strange, and Gesicki. Not a bad team. Not an elite team. Oh, you sent an email. I forgot you still email. Let me. I will look at it here in a second. So, for anybody who wants to join, I'm going to be joining another fourth quarter contest. I'll be entering in 10 seconds. And I'm going to do a little bit of everything. I'm definitely going to do a DBQ tonight. I haven't done that yet. I've done one. I done it before the Ramondre Stevenson news. And I took Travion at pick 9, hoping that Ramondre didn't play. I would not take him at 9 currently, but I did it then, and because I think he would have been like pick 6 or 7 if Ramondre was not playing. All right, so it is being really weird. It won't let me. Let me see if I can bring it up. All right, so we got in, and I will share Schuster's thing real quick. I think it's this one. Yeah. All right, so his team is Jackson Dart, RIP, Aaron Rodgers, Geno Smith, Bijan, Saquon, Travion, Rico. That is insane. RB room. That is, you got some good matchups there too. Wide receivers, Metcalf has a decent matchup. JMO, pretty solid. Jawan Jennings, Myers, Wandale, Cup, Wicks, Loveland, and Fannin. You're a little weak at tight end, but I like the rest. Like your RBs and wide receivers are awesome. You need obviously a Rodgers Metcalf mega game here. All right, so we got Pepperoni at the 101. I got the 107. Schuster's at the 105. DTG, if you're here, let me know. He's at the 110. And I believe this DY or DWY guy took Drake May at the 101 earlier today. So we will see how this works out. Yeah, I see that. I just sent you a fax if you want to pull it up. Yeah, I'm not scared of Henderson. I just think that there are some better plays at the top of like PRs. Like I think he should be like running back 6 or 7, not running back 3 or whatever. How we doing, Losimo? I sent you a message in the DMs on Discord. I figured you would find hilarious. I found it hilarious. I would have put it in my Discord, but it's not football related because I think most people would find it hilarious. I don't have a lot of CMC in this contest. So these are my actual things. I just took a Jamar Chase team. The JSN, we're gonna go ahead and take JSN here. All right. Glad you found it funny. I don't want to be overweight JSN, but I also don't want to be extremely underweight. Mike over here at the 9. This is a fourth quarter contest. I'll be doing a fourth quarter. I might do a second fourth quarter, but I'm definitely going to be doing some other things. I'm going to mix it a squib kick or two, do a dog bowl, probably some wildcats. I'm just going to kind of stay on underdog for a while and do a bunch of drafts. I need a draft for like the next 6 hours. So I'm going to do part of that here on stream. It kind of feels like this contest. I might even go over to Drafters and do a couple of the splashes. But I've barely drafted anything but this contest this week. So I was hoping to get to 50 of them. This is 43. It's 85% filled now. I was hoping to be able to do the last 7 to 10 on Monday. I don't know if that's going to be an option. And Josh Jacobs is continually falling here, and I don't feel comfortable having that much. I really don't. Let's just pull Lamar up. We'll do that. We'll do that here. Lamar is going to be in a situation they have to win a bunch down the stretch, so we're going to go ahead and pull him up a little bit. And forgot to turn on the music today. Yeah, that's exactly where I want to be. I want to be at 50. This is my 43. So, and I've got a pretty good mix. Like I haven't been taking. So Pat Bryant's ADP is now like 160. Like his actual ADP where he goes, his ADP on the website shows like 175, but he's going 160ish every draft. I have him ranked a couple spots before that, but I had nearly 40% Pat Bryant in the last round. So hopefully that continues. We will be looking good if that continues. There are a couple picks that I don't mind later now at running back. Pepperoni pulls Travion all the way up to the to get unique with I'm assuming that's to get unique. I wouldn't be doing it personally. I've been seeing him almost fall all the way back there in the pit. But I mean, ADP matters, but it's not everything at all. And Drake London, pretty scary right now. And the Bucky Irving stuff feels not that clean anymore. I have a big bag of Judkins in this, like Tennessee, Chicago, Buffalo. Like, it's such a good schedule. One of those 3 weeks, he's going to absolutely scorch, right? And it's like, it's just such a good schedule. If I'm wrong on him smashing any of those 3 weeks, I probably failed this completely. But I feel pretty good that one of those 3 weeks he absolutely smashes, and I would really like him to be on a team against Buffalo, right? Like Judkins against Buffalo feels awesome to me. How we doing, Quill? Thanks for popping in. Good luck this weekend. This will be a test because the Cowboys have to play the Eagles. You have 4 members of that team, of the Cowboys on that team that's in second. But the first place team also does not have a quarterback this week, correct? And speaking of that, another friend of the show, Brought, he's got I think it's the Mini 3. I'll look at it after I pick. But it's like the Mini 3. He's like 9th. Going into the week, he was like 9th and 10th, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, we will definitely take a Travis Etienne share here. I definitely want the low-owned guy with a guy that I really like, for sure. So I think it was the $3. Was it the Mini? 0. I did not realize 0 was in second. I mean, I guess that was after that game. I'm assuming he had some people going. He had 0 points this week. So 0 has a really good sweat here in this contest. I have no sweat in. What that pays 10,000. Good luck, sir. Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Dowdle, McMillan, Pickens, Adunze, Addison. It's a Bowers team too. Bowers and Tyler Warren. That feels pretty sick. Where is the Bruts teams? I think was it this one? I haven't seen where Steve is lately either. This is the one. So he's at 7 and at 13, and the teams are like completely different. Like a CMC HN team and a Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Warren team. So a lot of the people in the community have really good sweats over on Drafters. I'm like 13th on a team, but I view that team is dead. It only has Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, and LeQuint Allen healthy at running back right now. So I need those two to score 20-plus points every single week, which isn't something that is impossible, right? That could happen. I don't think it's incredibly likely. Yeah, I think I want Jalen Warren here. I was really big on Trey Benson, and I've started tapering off. I mean, if I end the contest at 12%, I'm happy. And I got a bunch of him a little cheaper, like down in this range, and now he goes over here a lot. So I will end not because I was at 20-some%. But with him still not being back, you do kind of wonder if the injury is a little worse than they're kind of leading on. But thanks everybody for popping in. We got so the team through 5 right now. We got JSN, hero wide receiver, Lamar Jackson, hero running or quarterback, and then Judkins, Etienne, and Jalen Warren. I've started to like Debo quite a bit over here as well. I made my rankings, and then like 3 days later, I don't like my rankings very much. I would love for McMillan to make it to me. Like a McMillan with JSN would be awesome here. Yeah, we're gonna smash that. Get a little bit of a week 17 correlation there. Pick up Bryce Young very, very late in this draft, and just assume that Lamar solo against Pittsburgh is enough for that week. I think that that's perfectly fine in this. I just did a draft with Eagles, and if you guys want, I can bring that draft up in another screen so you can see what he done, because Eagles is probably the best drafter in this contest. I think it's pretty unquestioned, because he had 9 finals team of the third quarter, or he has 9 of this one. I think he had 5 of the third quarter. He placed really well in the first quarter as well. So, like, I'm pretty sure. I think it's hard to argue that he is the single best drafter in this format. He has absolutely been crushing it. He's also all over the leaderboards over on the season long on drafters as well. Yeah, he maxes it. But I mean, if you were winning at it, like, you still have to be a really good drafter to get, even if you max it, to get 9 teams to the finals, right? Like, that's 9 teams. I know the odds of a single team getting through are a lot better than the other contests, but still really good. Yeah, he's just one of the best drafters, period, in all formats. And it doesn't matter. He does a good job of, like, understanding the differences and the nuances to all the formats. Like, there's a reason he's at the top of the leaderboard most years in most formats, right? Because he's better at this than I am. Like, hands down. I haven't taken Troy Franklin yet, and that doesn't feel good. So if Franklin is available, we will take him. He is not available. I also haven't taken Shakir, and I don't love the Shakir pick. I really want Diggs here. We're going to take a Shakir share. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, I don't know about other sports, but I'm going to assume Eagles is good at all of them. So this is the draft we done. He actually started wide receiver, Bowers, ETN, Warren, Addison. And I didn't even mean to copy that, but he went ETN, Warren, then 2 more receivers, and then Algier, who I love. If you're waiting this long, Algier is such a smash pick down here if you're going to wait on running back. And then some of the guys we've all kind of talked about, Eugene Wilson, Robinson, and Justice Hill is an interesting touch. And Javon Bailey is a very sharp pick right now too. Brandon Cooks got released. They traded something for him. I really like that. So that's something to look for. Like, and watching what other sharp drafters do is a very, very good thing for you to do as well. I think I want let's go with Xavier Worthy. I don't have like any Xavier Worthy in this, but he fell a few picks. So we're gonna take a share of Xavier Worthy on this. Good leverage, but he's been hurt, and Keaton been doing well. Yeah, the Keaton Mitchell is an awesome pick on this. Like, he's one I don't have as much. Like, I moved him way up my ranks, and then didn't take him every time he was at the top. I still got to 9.5% because I knew I was way overweight on him or over. I figured I could wait a couple rounds, and then I ended up just not getting as much as I wanted. And like Derrick Henry is a play. Like I started this contest over here all the time, and then I started drafting in the top 4 all the time. I still haven't got as much in the middle, but I really want to do some Saquon, Josh Allen teams, and I haven't picked at the back end of the board to be able to accomplish that. So, yeah, I only got 2% Derrick Henry right now, and I don't love that. I was taking a lot of the Amon-Ra, Rice, Lamb, Egbuka starts over here, and McBride. Because I've had McBride rated at 15, 16 the entire contest. I think everybody else is kind of leaning that way as well. So, like, Trey McBride right now, like, he also gets the Bengals in week 17, right? Like, how is he not higher? I don't understand how he didn't just start that high. As soon as Brissett, like, as soon as the Kyler news happened to where they weren't going to start him with the injury that popped up out of nowhere. Right, like, I felt a little different about it since then. A player I like a lot, I know some people don't. I like Tyrone Tracy a lot in this too. If I don't have a week 14 bye, I do really like Tyrone Tracy. And Jacoby Myers is a player that I would like to have more of. He moved up the board a little faster than I was hoping. I have him down. I had him. There he is. He's right here. So he's like always on the screen. But I do really like Shaheed here. We could do the double stack. We could do the Dobbs bring. We'll do the Dobbs bring back on this one. That's what we'll do. We're going to go a little heavier wide receiver on this one. Hope these 3 RBs can kind of get there. End up taking 6 RBs, take 2 quarterbacks. And this will be a 3 tight end, 7 receiver, 6 running back, 2 quarterback team. And let's see what everybody else is doing. We got Pepperoni, Taylor, Hendo, Chase Brown, Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith. That felt good in every single point in Bestball season. Jalen Hurts plus Devonta Smith has felt good, and it's always been over here, and it still feels awesome. Alec Pierce, Christian Watson up quite. What is his current ADP? If I can spell it. He's already, wow, he moved up to 88. Feel pretty good about that. I mean, I'm not planning on taking another wide receiver, but if he falls all the way back, we are doing that. We will absolutely do that. No questions asked. We could just double down on the Pittsburgh backfield too. Yeah, we're just gonna double up on that. Get the Seattle passing game here. I got the bring back with Dobbs. We just got a naked Lamar. 3 running backs. So we're done with wide receiver for a little bit. We'll probably add one more late. There is a player I'm definitely targeting later in the draft. Pepperoni will probably take him from me. But Kincaid feels way cheap in this. I have him rated 20-some spots ahead of ADP. I don't think that that's outlandish. I think having the Bengals week 1 is enough. If Dalton Kincaid had been playing in the last couple matchups, he would be an absolute smash in this, and he would be moving up in the board. Yeah, I did see that BTJ is out. We'll kind of go over who's in, who's out, whatever we get to doing Wildcat or Squib Kick or whatever. I've been waiting to hear confirmation on a couple people. Like, I will look at the rankings in another browser and remind myself of who they are. So the big one is actually Travis Etienne. I'm curious. I haven't seen the practice reports today of Travis Etienne. I am not sure if he practiced today or what. Okay, so he has no injury designation. I was kind of interested in Tootin, depending on that. Or like, I'm still slightly interested in him, but not like heavily. So this is the range where like I'm almost interested in Bill at this point, right? Like I've been out on Bill, but this would be a very cheap Bill compared to what other people get. I don't know that much about it. Definitely going to click something just in case I don't figure out what I want to do. I kind of think just taking. Yeah, I guess we'll be done at wide receiver. We're going to take Terry McLaurin and be absolutely done at wide receiver. Yeah, we're definitely doing that. I didn't want to auto into Laporta and my tight ends. The running backs I didn't love there. Figure most of them will make it all the way back. I've basically dodged the Kamani Vidal mega fall. Emmanuel Wilson's probably a solid pick on this team. But if JCM makes it back, we will take him. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. It does. I have Tajay Spears way too high, though. I don't want that much Tajay Spears at all. But like I do think that the JCM at this price is fine. I don't want it. I would prefer to not get it. But I will take it as a solo share. We got it. We got a JCM team, everybody. You're welcome. I am now a Bill Bull. Look at that. I'm a Bull, a Bill Bull. You're welcome. I have been converted for now. If this team gets there, I will be rooting for JCM against Dallas, who he flopped majorly against. Like, I don't like the schedule at all, number one. Minnesota, Philly, and Dallas doesn't feel great. I need to go over to Fanspeak for anybody who's not already done it. Head on over to Fanspeak and at minimum give them a like. I thought that they usually went live an hour from now, so that's one reason why I started early. But I today, and I'll even put their link in the channel as well. But yeah, I forgot to timestamp the beginning. So there we go. All right, so now we need to. I mean, Wilson would be awesome here. Still don't have a tight end. Yeah, we're going to take Wilson. And we are absolutely doing the 3 punt tight end thing. We're going to, like, this is the target. I'm probably just going to take him with my next pick. Guarantee to get him, hopefully. That would be my only Raven. If he's not there, I'll take Heaton Mitchell. That's the goal, to get likely just like so. The last team I done, I actually took Lamar, Zay Flowers, or before the Jamar Chase one, it was Lamar, Zay Flowers, Andrews, and Likely. I took the whole squad, and it actually felt like a really good team. It definitely felt like a good team. I was not expecting Bryce Young to go there. That isn't great. If I have to go solo Lamar, we go solo Lamar. I mean, I already have a Lamar Jaden Daniels team, but it's not like it would be that bad, right? Like, to do it again. I have Terry. I have JCM. I don't know. Okay, thank you. I want to thank you for taking him. Yeah, then we'll take Likely just to lock that up. And after this, we will definitely need 2 more tight ends, a quarterback, and probably an RB. So as far as the quarterbacks go, maybe it's a solo team. Like, it don't feel good. None of this feels good. Like, if Aaron Rodgers makes it back, I guess I take him because I can backstack all of his tight ends. Other than that, I might do my only solo quarterback team. I don't like the solo stuff, but I think Lamar and Josh Allen, you can argue that it is fine. I think you probably want to be a little more stacked than I am if you do it. Yeah, but like, he can't really backstack Tyler Shuck when you don't have wide receiver spots available. Same with Geno Smith. I mean, you could take a very last round on Mariota, assuming that they don't play. Maybe that's what I do. Maybe if in the very last round, if Mariota's there, maybe I take Mariota and just assume that they do not play Jaden Daniels. I think that could be the route for me to go. What do we have? So, Pepper Tony over there making sure I can't get any Raven at all, ever. Thanks, sir. Go Ravens. He's building out the other side of the game, though. He's got Green Bay, Watson, right? I have Dobbs plus Lamar, so it makes sense that we're taking each other's players for sure. I would absolutely love to get Aaron Rodgers here, actually. And you can see my exposure. That's saying a lot. I throw on Justin Fields if I want a second at the end. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers has outscored him once or twice this year. And since I still need tight ends, I have 3 options available, right? Like we could take Freiermuth, we could take Darnell Washington. I need to stop taking Britton Strange. I have a lot of Britton Strange. Njoku is a really good pick down here too. But just Aaron Rodgers to Jaylen Warren feels fine, honestly. What RBs are left? Rashard Smith's here. we're gonna take Rashard. Finish out the running back room. He got 2 targets last week in the red zone. See a lot of 4 tight end teams in the finals. Interesting. I know the team that got through in my pod was a 4 tight end team. And they only played 1 tight end. So basically, they just pushed tight end until the very end and took 4 at the very end of the draft. And I think that's a very viable strategy, honestly. I don't think it's like everything else. You don't want it to be your whole portfolio. But if you want to lean that way, you could definitely lean that way. Yeah, Rodgers' schedule is actually pretty solid. Buffalo, Baltimore, Miami, and Detroit. All should be high-scoring games if Pittsburgh does their end. I mean, if Britton Strange comes all the way back, I have nothing. I don't know if Torrey Horton is dead. I don't have him ranked very high, though. They traded, like, it's kind of weird that they traded for Shaheed and then he was hurt, right? Dante Thornton. Okay. I kind of think he's a fine dart. They're gonna start using him a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to be the guy taking him, but if you want to be the guy taking him, like, I'm not going to fault you. I don't think it's like an unquestionably bad pick or anything. Darnell Washington. We got Jonnu Smith here. Like, Mason Taylor actually had a couple good games with Tyrod before. I think I'm just going to take 2 Pittsburgh tight ends. Call this good. We'll take Pat Fry first, and then we'll take whichever one's left. And if none of them are left, we will take Mason Taylor or Mike Gesicki. Gesicki, to me, is a very, very sharp, low-owned play. He had I think I'm the one that gave him a draftable ADP. A drafted ADP. He'd been drafted 0 times until this week, if I remember right. Or maybe it was a 215.9. But I started taking him this week here and there. So he's up to like 214 something. But I didn't see him drafted at all until like almost 70% full. So even if he's drafted 100% of the time from now on, and he was drafted more than I think, like, he's going to be, 35% owned in the contest? So he was being drafted. He was drafted every single draft during Bestball season, right? Like, he was a 14th round pick. So I think he's a really, really sharp dart throw. Yeah, we're gonna take that. So we have a 2-6-7-3. We got Lamar, we got Aaron Rodgers, Quinshon, ETN, Jalen Warren, JCM, Emmanuel Wilson, Brashard Smith, wide receivers, JSN, McMillan, Shakir, Worthy, Dobbs, Shaheed, McLaurin, tight ends, Likely, and then Freiermuth and Washington. All 3 tight ends stacked up with the quarterbacks. I don't hate the team. We will go over the chats. Peppertoni hasn't made his last pick yet, so I guess we'll wait until the last pick is in. Schuster here. Puka, Pickens, Genty, Harvey, Swift, Brian Thomas, Sharps, Andrews, Kareem Hunt, who I think is actually a reasonably good pick, who I haven't made yet. Luther Burden, I like that ADP on Luther Burden. Trevor Lawrence, Harold Fant, Zach Ertz, Cooper Kupp, Calvin Austin, Geno, Cam Ward, Justice Hill, to Peppertony's chagrin. And then Peppertony has Jonathan Taylor, Travion, Chase Brown, Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith, Alec Pierce, Christian Watson, Tez Johnson, Kincaid, Gainwell as the fourth running back. Mitchell is the fifth. Booty, Golden, Bateman, Davis. So he's got the Golden, Christian Watson, Jordan Love stack. You have a little team stack in Henderson plus Kayshon Booty. You have the bring back in Bateman and Keaton Mitchell. Yeah, team makes sense. Schuster has a pretty big stack on. Surprised Schuster didn't take. Okay, that would have been your fourth tight end if you took Bretton Strange. So that makes sense. But anyway, we are going to go. Let's do another one, another second quarter or fourth quarter draft, and we're going to enter in 10 seconds. Greg Dulcich is also another low-owned piece that's probably pretty nice. That I haven't made that one. I haven't even thought about that one actually. Oh shit! It's Gamblestein. He made it. He's here. He heard there's gambling, and he's like, "I hear you guys need a Stein for this." All right, so named that draft, and now we are ready. We got the 107 again. I think that's where we were last time. Schuster at the 102. I got the 107. Slayton at the 108. Where you at? Where you at, Gamblestein? Or Gamblestein, whichever. I don't know which one you want to. Which you want to be called. So Game Type was in that last draft as well. Ike Money, Peppertony wants to draft with Fish, so he sat out. Thanks for playing along the first time. I think my team was fine. I actually didn't look where Pat Bryant went. Phil, yeah, no, it did feel pretty fast. So Bryant went at pick. Where in the hell? All right, control find Bryant. 174. So he went the pick right before I took Rodgers. But I had wide receivers turned off at that point. My first pick higher than pick 5. How many of these have you done, sir? Wow, you've been at the 109 over and over. I mean, you're going to basically have the same team. I want to thank Coda here for spicing things up a little bit. I'm hoping a certain player makes it to me. Yeah, you did. And after this one, I'm going to probably do a squib kick or something like that. CMC was kind of the player I would. There's two players I wanted here, and those were the two I wanted. I don't actually love Puka's schedule down the stretch. You know what? We're going to take him. We'll go ahead and take it. He's just such a good player overall. We'll let Sladen get James Cook if he wants some more James Cook. Being a Bills fan and all, we'll allow that. Yeah, so I don't eat a whole lot of sweets anymore or anything, but last night I was in the mood and I bought a thing of like the pre-made cookies that they sell at like Walmart, like the bakery, like the 8-packs or whatever. I ate the entire thing and I've had horrific gas all day. It's not good. Not good. Just in case anybody wants to know what's going on around here, or as you could say, the danger zone. It's definitely not the normal out here. Yeah. Like my body's like, you know what? You don't need 8 cookies, sir. You absolutely do not need 8 cookies. Like we're going to teach you to not eat 8 cookies in a single sitting. That's the situation right here. The downside to the Chase is if they don't win this week. Yeah. But it sounds like Burrow wants to play no matter what. All the RBs are gone. Yeah, we'll do Josh Allen here. Like all the RBs, even the ones that go way after went there. So we're going to have a very similar looking team to last time, except last time it was JSN Lamar. This time it'll be Puka, Josh Allen. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like I wouldn't even have taken Kyron there because actually I probably would have. I probably would have built out the team stack. Kyron is one of my lowest picked players in this for sure. Yeah, like the running backs dried up the pick before me on both ends. Like, your first, I think I have one. Let me see. Yes, I have one Kyron chair out of the 40-some drafts. And surprisingly, I only have one Devontae Adams chair. They play Seattle and Atlanta at the end, right? I just and like for Kyron, it is a great week 17. You mean week 14? And with week 17, is Atlanta going to be even close to competitive with the Rams? I kind of think it's more of a quorum game than it is a Kyron Williams game. And I don't like either one a lot, but I don't think it's going to be a Puka game. Any game is kind of a Puka game, right? Yeah. I mean, if Judkins is here, we just do that again, right? We'll switch it up. We'll take Bucky. No, because Kyron is going to run for 3 TDs in the first half. I mean, maybe. But I just don't think it's going to be a Devontae Adams or a Puka Nacua game, right? Like, the Bryce 400 yards versus Atlanta feels like an anomaly more than something that's going to happen going forward. So, Sladen has completely given up on this draft. Now that he took Kyron Williams, he also took the injured Drake London. He's like, well, this one's already in the can, so let's absolutely go for it and also take Drake London. Okay, he autoed. I thought it was an anti-Kyron Williams. Like, yeah, well, I got Kyron. I might as well do that. I mean, yeah, look at this fish here in the 8-hole. I mean, to be honest, Kyron plus Drake London is going to be very rare. And it's a game stack for week 17 if Drake plays. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Drake's not ruled out for the season yet. I think it's unlikely he plays throughout the rest of the season. But he hasn't been officially ruled out yet, right? So, like, I if he was here in the 4th round, I'd be very interested. This contest doesn't have a week 17. I mean, it is a week 7. I mean, it's still week 17, right? Whether the contest is week 4 or not, like it's still week 17. Are we taking ETN again? Yeah, we're going to take ETN again. Fuck it. Why not? Feel like London could be a smash, or yeah, I mean that is exactly what it is. He's either the best or the worst pick on the board. Exactly. They're not the Bengals, right? They will force London to play to make the draft pick there. That would be the best case scenario. No, this is week it's 14 through 17. I've talked heavily about that. How I hate that it's 14 through 17. Because week 17, like I wanted the diversified finals, right? And if you're gonna do that, like the 3rd quarter should have been weeks 9 through 13. That way, week 13, because week 13 has 0 buys. So you get your finals week in a week that has no buys, right? Because Thanksgiving week never has buys. So if you're gonna push the contest on, and skip a week, you have the room that it lines up to have your finals of the 3rd quarter on Thanksgiving week, which would also ruin families. And we know the NFL likes to ruin families. So, look at what they've done to Christmas. Like, why not do that to Thanksgiving as well? So, let's continue to ruin families at the NFL. And Underdog can assist by also having final sweats in Thanksgiving week. So, that's my pitch. Let's ruin families. Everybody. Do I take my first share? What do we have going on here? I will take our first share of Michael Pittman. He was around ADP. I don't hate it there. Josh Allen doesn't really need to be stacked. I'm with you. Need an anti-heart attack match for my actual portfolio. Man, I did the exercise that Cooler's done to where you remove all the injured players earlier. And out of 1,036 underdog teams, I had 186 teams, I think, that didn't have a person on IR on it. But I was 17% Eckler. And I mean, if you want to add the people who missed a whole bunch of weeks, Like, I'm sure I'm down to like, because like that doesn't include Hampton, who's missed more than half the season, right? But if you want to add Hampton to that, like, because I was overweight on Mixon, on Eckler, and a lot. I can't remember all the players. Dobbins. I was overweight on Dobbins as well. I had more Dobbins than Harvey for sure. I think we definitely want that if that happens. If not, I mean, that's what Sladen's going to do. So Sladen takes Ferguson. I appreciate you. We'll take Trey Benson there. Okay. It makes sense what you done. If I'm going to draft Kyron, I'm going to make him carry the entire team. I like that. What's up, fam? How we doing, Candyman? I'm assuming you're not available, but if you are, later I'm going to do a dog bowl. Since Hartman couldn't get us, because since we couldn't get into one before, we could just do one here. You're welcome to jump on when I do that if you are available, sir. And then that way we can have a little combine. I'm going to get to 4. I've already done 1. I'm going to do 1 on stream. I'm going to do 2 later tonight. This is the very last week to qualify for Dog Bowl. So I would actually, I think I'm going to kind of give it a little bit of a chance. I'll throw away the $100. Why not? I refuse to believe Benson is actually an NFL player. He looked better than I expected early in the season. I'm not going to say he looked great, but I will say he looked better than expected. Debo here, or we're going to reach. All right, yeah. I just thought I'd reach out. If Hartman pops in later, I will offer him the same thing. Like, Dalton Kincaid is the one player that I want with Josh Allen. Like, I will absolutely reach for Kincaid if I have Josh Allen for sure. I will even reach for Dalton Kincaid if I have Eagles. I have not done playoff drafts, and I'm not going to do playoff drafts. I don't like the format that much. On Underdog, you can literally be completely right and draft 80% of your portfolio for the Super Bowl and get 0 teams to the finals purely based on pod luck. And that to me isn't fun. That like do I like chaos and randomness? Absolutely. I think the pod luck is a bigger factor in the playoff best ball stuff than it is in regular like it matters in the regular best ball stuff, but it is a much bigger matter in playoff best ball because you just have to hope you get more teams that have dead players on it. Yeah, it's like playing DFS week 21 on week 17. Right. But not only that, you also have to like get that team through all those weeks when half the other people are going to have things that never matter on week 21, right? So like I just don't like it as a format. I prefer playoff best ball with total points like drafters is all. This is 2 drafts in a row that Shaheed, like Xavier Worthy's made it near the top of my ranks. That hasn't happened like the whole time. I actually have plenty of him. We're gonna go with Ricky Pearsall here. We're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna take Ricky P. I like him a lot this week, or in this contest. I think the Niners have a really, really good schedule for the playoffs. RIP the Brock Purdy stack, which is what I was hoping for. Is that the guy who took CMC? Okay, that makes sense. CMC plus Travion with Brees Hall and Montgomery to get you through. Also have week 14 bye on Stephon Diggs. So Jack right here in the lowest advance rate week, he's got CMC, Henderson, Steph Diggs, and Brock Purdy all on bye. Worthy won me a playoff mitten. He was the only chief among a mountain of commies and eagles. Very nice. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a fun contest. I'm saying that I would absolutely rather do this contest, and I would rather do daily slates to it. It is all. Only strat I had was Chiefs and Bills or fantasy. Got it. What's up, cards? We're actually going to do a DBQ here after a little bit, probably. We haven't done one yet, but we are planning to do one or two. You know what? Let's take our lone Kareem Hunt share here for the second. This is a second quarter, if you did not know, or a fourth quarter. I keep calling it second. This is a fourth quarter contest. But yeah, we're gonna finish this draft up, and then either do some Wildcats, some Squib kicks, or I'm doing one Dog Bowl. Probably do the Squib kick before the Dog Bowl. I'm wanting to get to 50 of them. This is 45. So I'm pretty much where I want to be. And it doesn't look like the contest is going to be open on Monday. And I was really hoping this contest would be open on Monday. You know, so I kind of haven't been looking at the weekly stuff as much as I usually would at this point. So I did a little bit more research today and kind of got to where I would normally be at. Oh, crap. I forgot to look at... I'll do my timestamps later. I didn't do my timestamp on the second draft or the first draft. Gonna go ahead and... at least name them. And can, on the ones after this, make the timestamps, right? Trey Tucker, somebody I kept getting to, but I didn't want too much of. All right, so I do really, I don't mind Jerry Jeudy either. We're going to go ahead and take him. Never forget me for... Oh, were you wanting... Why were you wanting Trey... Were you wanting Trey Tucker? The most I've done... Well, number one, it depends on how high the capital is, right? But a lot of the good players have really, like... Because the Niners, the Patriots, and the and like Ted McMillan also, and who am I forgetting? Niners, Patriots. I just said like the Panthers and why can't I think of it? What's up, emo? But it's the Giants. So there's a lot of fun fantasy options that are on the week 14 bye. Like if I take CMC, like you kind of force yourself into some Niners, right? But I don't want more than like 3 week 14 buys if I took a round 1 14 buy. And like if it's Travion, I also don't want more than 3. If I go later, like the 4 would be the absolute max I would ever want on a team. And there's probably a little bit of, if I do a bunch of these, like doing 2 like stacks of multiple week 14 bye teams together is probably something nobody is willing to do right now. And 1 per position is actually something that could make sense as well. Let's just take Harold Fannin, actually. Give us a little team sack with Buffalo or with Cleveland. Get some pass catching on the Buffalo side. That's kind of what I try to do is 1 per position. If I take a quarterback that has like if I take Jackson Dart, I just make sure it's a 3 quarterback team. If I take Drake May, I make sure it's a 3 quarterback team. And like Bryce Young is just an add-on somewhere, right? And so is Brock Purdy's also like I make it a 3 quarterback team if I take one of those. And yeah, Gamble took 3 week 14 guys. He had CMC, Tyrone Tracy, and Travion Henderson. I said, how do you win week 14? And he didn't get it for a little bit. He's like, oh, I guess I don't, Yeah. It could be that, but it could just be that it's Bucky still. I was going to take Sean Tucker there, but it's a Bucky team that I have. I mean, it's obviously San Francisco and the Bears, right? Like San Francisco and the Bears feel like the easy which game do you want right now? It definitely feels like it's San Francisco and the Bears to me. And I don't really think it's that close, honestly. The game that I was most into that I'm not into now is the Rams-Falcons game. I really liked the Rams-Falcons game, and I'm not into that as much now. Yeah, well, he did it by accident. Like, I know. It's just kind of funny. I looked at the team like, what do you do? What do you do in week 14? Yeah, if you advance, it's an awesome team. But I still absolutely and I was in on this game before as well, but the Miami Tampa Bay game feels very, very, very live. Like that game also feels very, very good. I'm still I was a little more out on the Vikings Lions than a lot of people. That feels pretty good to have been a little more out on that one. The Jacksonville Indy game feels ugly but possible at the same time. What? Yeah, we'll take Devin Singletary here. Yeah, Giants Raiders could be fun as well. How long are they going to end up? How long is Dart going to be out? And when he's actually healthy, if he doesn't learn to slide, I honestly think ownership's going to tell him he has to sit. With the way that things are going, with him not clearing concussion protocol again, like it feels pretty bad over there. I don't think anyone loved, like, nobody ever loved the Denver Kansas City game. And, like, for what I've seen, everybody loved Rashee Rice, right? Like, I was into that game because I thought Rashee Rice was a player that might be something you needed through the playoff stretch at his price, if you could advance him. And I was in on the Dobbins side of it and the late pass catchers. Like Pat Bryant went at 135 in this with Franklin. Like, this guy's just building out a massive, like, only a Broncos stack. He's got every Bronco except for Cortland Sutton. Game tight over here. And I know people are scared of the Denver Kansas City game after the last week's game. I don't see exactly. I was just looking up Pat Bryant on the board. Yeah, 135. Some people say I'm a Pat Bryant bull. They don't know Game Tight's game. That guy may need to call the line or something. So we have the two tight ends. Hollywood Brown is okay. What quarterbacks are left? Wide receiver. Yeah, we'll take Hollywood. It's fine. Yes, wide receiver is so bad right now. San Francisco, New England, Cincy. Right. But so to go back, and I kind of mentioned this earlier in the week, but what I seen in the KC Denver game, both offenses got players deep and open. Both quarterbacks barely missed those throws. Bo Nix was closer to making those throws than Mahomes. But to me, like, the Broncos had 6 field goals, right? If they convert half of those field goals into touchdown, it's a gigantic scoring game because KC doesn't opt to kick the field goals either, right? And they continue to go for a little more. And I actually think that game could be a higher score. Like, I definitely could see it being a repeat of what happened, but I can also envision with the wide receivers getting deep, like, with it kind of exploding. And I could see that as well, what you're saying. So I need another quarterback again. You know what? I don't. Let's take Keaton Mitchell. Why not? Like, I think I'm fine with stopping there. We're just gonna ride. We're probably gonna ride solo Josh Allen. We're gonna take Dylan Gabriel with the last pick. Write it down. It's happening. Nothing you can do about it. Isaiah Likely should have probably already went. I could totally see that too. And like, Bo Nix was very, very close to having a gigantic day. He just barely missed the receivers. I do think that the next game between KC and Denver, number one, it won't be in Denver. It'll be at KC. I think that somebody pointed out that maybe the altitude, like, because Mahomes' throws were a little more off than Bo Nix's were. And somebody pointed out it might have been the altitude, which makes some sense. And if they can actually connect, to those deep throws because both teams got people open deep. Like I think that could be the game that surprises everybody in the finals. And even if Surtain is back, like he's not going to man up on Rashid Rice, and it could just be Kelsey. It could just be a Kelsey game. Do we want Luke Musgrave here? I think we want Luke Musgrave. Get a little bit above weight there. We don't really have a game stack here at all. I have 2 more picks. We could go Dylan Gabriel. We're definitely going Dylan Gabriel. Because why not? I would only believe the altitude if... Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point as well. I'm not saying I believe it, but like it's at least a point that's worth discussing, right? Like you could see that being a thing. Like I'm not gonna completely dismiss that as they're wrong, you know? It could have been the reason. Do I expect that to have been the reason? No, I do not. So this is the kind of team you just tack on Justin Fields, right? So we're going to add John Mechie here. And then if Fields makes it back, we take Fields. If Fields doesn't make it back, we're going to take Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, Denver's D did fluster him. You were not wrong. But Mahomes has been flustered a lot over the years by different defenses like that, and he tends to throw the ball too deep when that happens, or throw it out of bounds. With Justin Simmons being back, and like remember that was Justin Simmons' first game he played for a while. I think that in a few weeks, Simmons will and he's still a rookie. Like he's a rookie who missed several games to a personal reason, who was playing pretty solid, not great, but solid before that, right? There's a good chance that he massively improves by that time, and Mahomes has some more time to throw. And Mahomes has more time to throw, he might hit one of those deep targets. And Nix was so close to hitting, like Pat Bryant had a 40-yarder. Sutton had a 35, 40-yarder. And so did Franklin. And they also got he still missed 4 deep throws. I think that there's a really decent chance that they what? We talking Dylan Gabriel for the content? Oh, Shadur. If you went Shadur, I have to go Dylan Gabriel. We're battling, guy. We're battling. You're welcome. We got Shadur versus Dylan Gabriel. It happened, guys. The most epic battle of Cleveland right here. Dylan Gabriel versus Shadur Sanders. This is by far my lowest projected team. Not that the projection matters that much. Quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Dylan Gabriel. Running backs, Bucky Irving, ETN, Trey Benson, Kareem Hunt, Devin Singletary, Keaton Mitchell. Wide receivers, Puka, Michael Pittman, Ricky Pearsall, Jerry Jeudy, Parker Washington, Hollywood, John Mechie. Tight ends, Kincaid, Harold Fannin, Luke Musgrave. We did it, guys. We got our second one done. I will name that here in a second on a different screen. But I think we're going to do a squib kick. we're going to prepare for the dog bowl. We're going to do a squib kick, and I'm going to enter right now. These don't necessarily fill instantly. Waiting on 7 for anybody who wants to do a 12-man squib kick. If you don't know what the squib kick is, it's a $3 main slate draft, 12-person. So it's basically dog bowl preparation. 3,756 entrants. Dog bowl, I think, is 5,200. First place, $1,000. Second, $600. Third, $500. It's a much flatter payout, which I actually prefer. Normal scoring. Hopefully, some people would like to do this, but it generally takes a while to fill these. We'll see if we can get any luck. If not, I will back out and I will do the dog bowl right now. Card says, I hope KC wins next 2 games and Houston wins next week. Because I mentioned that to you, right? And that would be a fantastic game in Kansas City because somebody here already has a dog bowl seat. This guy right here. And if Chad Candles is here as well. We're going to go ahead and leave this lobby. Nobody wants to be in the squib kick, apparently. We're going to do a DBQ. We're going to enter right now, see if we can enter. Only 2 more. This should fire. I'm sure Cards will jump in as soon as he hears that. So I've only done 1 dog bowl so far. And I will caveat it. I done it before Ramondre was ruled out. And I took the gamble and took Travion at pick 9 or whatever. I don't regret it because I think he would have been like pick 6 or so if he wasn't, or if Ramondre wasn't playing. But this is the team I drafted. I still like the team. It's Travion, Jalen Warren. I got a little fall on Jalen Warren. Jalen Hurts with the solo. Bring back Jake Ferguson. And then Christian Watson, Jordan Addison here. Like, I don't hate this team, although I didn't get a good value on Travion Henderson. Like, I wouldn't take him there anymore. All right, so we get the 105. We're probably going to make a pick that some people may not agree with at this pick. We'll see what happens. Bestball Viper, not sure if you're listening. He's a fantastic player. We got Adam at the 9. And I believe that's it. I don't have custom ranks. There's definitely 2 plays that I like. I'll put it this way. These are my rankings in some order. I like McBride and Derrick Henry over JSN and Amon-Ra. So this is where I'm at in this contest. Yeah. Yeah, I think if I was going to, like, I would absolutely love to get, obviously, Taylor or Bijan down here. I've seen JSN on some streams get pulled way up as well. If that happens, we're good. Looks like this person queued up and is not at their PC and is about to auto. Yeah. Question is, like, I think tight end kind of gets a lot weaker. So I'm going to take Trey McBride there. There are some deeper scrolls I kind of like at running back a little more than at wide receiver or tight end. So we're going to pull up Trey McBride. I thought that might be a little ambitious, but apparently his ADP is 5.9. So I guess it's not really that ambitious. I I think, like, for me in battle royales, and this is absolutely probably going to be wrong, I think I have McBride at the 103. I think I like McBride over Bijan in the 6-mans. In the 12-mans, I definitely want Bijan over McBride. But in the 6-mans, I think I like McBride. New Orleans defense has been reasonably good. Like, they're not elite, but they've been okay. And the Falcons don't have anything else. Like, if they can just stack the box, like, there's a pretty solid chance that Kirk Cousins is not going to be able to throw the ball in this game. And there's also another solid chance that if the Falcons' offense is working at all, it probably means that Kirk Cousins and Darnell Mooney are like kind of what you need. Because I would guess that New Orleans is going to sell out to stop the run. Now, Bijan can score on any play, right? Like, that is what it is. But I think, like, for the 6-mans, I personally like McBride at 3. I'm not sure. I'm not going to draft it like that every time, but I will definitely take some McBride at 3 to get some unique teams. And then, like, just take the highest ADP guy the next couple rounds and build just unique teams. I do plan on doing that a little bit. And, like, if I do definitely, like, and I like Derrick Henry a lot this week as well. It feels like a Derrick Henry week. It could also be a Keaton Mitchell week in a contest like this that have the Moon Man. What? Not losing much. Drafting McBride in the first with some of the yeah, that's exactly where I'm at with it. Like, I'm probably going to make a pick here that I could just take Bowers, right? Who else is going to do that? I mean, if I could get, like, I love Jalen Hurts this week. I actually don't love. Do I want to do that? Wait. Okay. I don't know why I did that. I'm kind of getting it. Like, I don't do very many of these. I'm going to just pull up Kenneth Walker. Like, I know Kenneth Walker's probably moving up the boards, but I think there's a very good chance that Seattle just absolutely, like, if I'm not going to take JSN ahead of McBride, in my opinion, I should double down and take either Kenneth Walker or Charbonnet on this team and kind of make a JSN fade bet with this team. That's kind of where I'm at there. And I think if we need a player to get 20-plus points, it's definitely Walker to do that. And I actually really like some of the really late wide receivers in this contest. And ETN's been falling. But he did get cleared medically to play this week. So like, that concern is out. And what it makes it, like, let me do this real quick. Change the overlay back to the game total. Minnesota only getting 17, like, feels bad. Judkins and ETN fall to the end of the third sometimes. I love Judkins this week. Like, I really, really like Judkins this week. What quarterbacks we have left? Yeah, I like Judkins a lot more than Javonte. If he goes, I will probably take Devonta Smith. I think Devontae in a fantastic matchup versus the Cowboys. Do I want to do this? Do I want to look at the later running backs? Honestly, I think I want to wait on the running backs. We're going to go with the gut. I only do a couple of these. We're going with the gut. We're taking Quinshawn. I like this start, though. Trey McBride, Kenneth Walker, Quinshawn Judkins. I'm assuming Jacoby Brissett goes pretty late. I should be able to pick him up in the 5th round. And then a wide receiver in the next round. There's a wide receiver I've been talking up for a while that I absolutely hope makes it to me at 44. If you followed this whole week, you know who it is. And on top of that, like looking at the other side of the board, like the right side of it, a lot of the players on that side have taken one or two, or they'd all taken wide receivers, right? So it probably means more running backs go on the way back around. Card says he likes to start. If you did the same start per ETR ranks, your wide receivers would have been so much stronger. So if you did this same start per ETR ranks, your wide receivers would be. Oh, okay. So you're saying the wide receivers that I'll get later will be strong, right? I assume is what you're saying. Maybe I misread that. We will also go do this. So DBQ. I don't know what time the DBQ started. Alec Pierce was the player I really wanted. I really like Alec Pierce this week. I like Alec Pierce a lot this week. And if you go look at projection, like the projected longest reception, it's 25.5 for Alec Pierce. If his longest reception is 25.5, they've seen exactly what I've seen in the Denver game, that you can get deep on Kansas City. We just happen to tackle the guys most of the time but Alec Pierce is. I love Pat Bryant, but Alec Pierce is so much faster than Pat Bryant, right? I just think he gets there. If he catches up deep, I just think he just gets there, right? I think there's a very high probability that happens this week. I'm probably going to be betting Alec Pierce anytime touchdown this week. I really like him this week. I don't think that Pittman is a loss by any means, but I do much prefer Alec Pierce to Pittman for sure. So hopefully they don't. If they don't take they're gonna take. Oh, they did not take a receiver. They took Javonte. There's a very good chance. Good. I get DK Metcalf for Chicago. That feels good to me. That feels really good to me. And then I will take Jacoby Brissett on the way back. He's averaging 20 points a week. As long as we don't get a absolute nuke game from Drake May, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, or Mahomes, 20 points could get you there, right? The thing is if Trey McBride gets there, Jacoby Brissett's going to get to he's going to be close to what you could get by with. And Jacksonville's defense, although they just you can get there on Jacksonville's defense. Several teams have. I know last week they looked awesome, but that's because the Chargers' offensive line is very, very banged up. I have an actual plan of what exactly I want to happen here. We will see if it happens. We'll see if I get both players I want or not. Anything under 20 fantasy points for McBride, and I think the door remains wide open this week. Yeah, no, you're not wrong, but I think there's a pretty solid chance that the Jaguars, who were honestly not that good against tight end, allow Trey McBride to cook. I feel like this could be I would put it at like a 30% chance that McBride gets 20 fantasy points, right? Like, I think there's a very, very high chance that he gets that many. I mean, Michael Pittman still here is interesting. But we want to secure the stack. We want to go ahead and take Jacoby. I don't hate this at all. Until Taysom Hill rushes for 2+ TDs. It would be fantastic if that happens. Jacoby Myers, says Gamblestein. That is not the play that I'm thinking, but that is a play that I could take. Like, honestly, I think it's like a Tootin thing. Like, the reason I thought about not taking Judkins is to take Tootin at the end. Yeah, I think I still want 20-25% McBride for that exact reason, and Warren is my tight end too. Yes, exactly. I kind of like Juwan Johnson a lot this week too. Like, if we were to look at all the tight ends, I like Juwan Johnson a lot. Like, if you look at all the ones that are available, probably for a lot of the same reasons that Cards likes Taysom Hill. But I'm kind of into Juwan Johnson and AJ Barner. Like, as a late thing. And Mike Gesicki, by the way, is in. Not necessarily saying this is the week for it, but I could see it. Let's scroll down and look through some of these. So Jacoby, huh? Jacoby was already drafted. I mean, if Mooney makes it all the way back, I think I have to at least consider that. The play I like is still on the board. All right, so I like both Juwan and Taysom. Juwan for being wide receiver 2 on the team. Yeah. Yeah, no, I fully with you there. Like, Juwan is going to get targets, right? Like, we know that. It with no SL. What is SL? IT with no SL. I'm lost, Bestball on call. What am I missing? What's over my head? Something's over my head. What is it? All right, so yeah, I don't hate this. After this, I'm going to do a squib kick or two, if anybody is interested. So Mooney goes. The guy double stacks the Falcons pass game with Mahomes Rice. I'll get shucked because he will be my dart swap. Only because my dart teams have Olave or Juwan. Got it. Luther Burden was the player I was hoping to come back to me. I mean, I'm pretty in on Christian Watson this week. Do we want Christian Watson? Do we want Xavier Worthy? Xavier Worthy hasn't got there yet, right? I think we just take Christian Watson and call it good. I really like Christian Watson this week as well. So we got a 1-2-2-1. Jacoby Brissett, Kenneth Walker, Quinshon Judkins, DK Metcalf, Christian Watson, and Trey McBride. That's the team. I'm not sure what you guys think. Mason Tipton is interesting. Brandon Cooks got released. So, like, that makes sense. I mainly stick to 6-man drafts, so I should adjust my take for 12-man. Yeah. What are you guys talking about? I like Juwan as well. I think Shutt can do well overall in the game. Yeah, I would not hate to have a Shuck team in this. To be fully honest, if I got Bijan there, I would have just taken Olave, and I would have taken Shuck and hoped Juwan Johnson made it back. That's exactly what I would have done. I would have double stacked the hell out of that game, and I would have been happy with it. But anyway, we're going to try to do a squib kick. We'll see if it can actually fill this time. Whenever I can find it. There it is. We are entering the squib kick right now. It's full. So we're doing a squib kick. And the time is 1:42. All right, so 1:42 squib. And then I'll have to go back and check my timestamps later. Not like I didn't get the one for the second, fourth quarter, and the first one and the DBQ. I just kind of put something in that was close. So hopefully it all goes well. All right, so we get the 110. Nez is at the 105. Dak here at the 111. Car Park, a crusher. I just did a DBQ, one after me. Got May, Judkins, Monty, CD, Booty, and Juwan. That feels pretty good. I'm getting this feeling that the I'm having a hard time with Drake May this week. I just don't see Cincinnati pushing them that much. Like if T. Higgins, like I think I want T. Higgins on a very high percent of my Drake May teams. I don't think that Drake May gets there unless T. Higgins does something. I think it's highly unlikely that the rest of the offense is what cooks and they shut down T. Higgins. Right? Like, if they shut down T. Higgins, I think that their offense just doesn't work. Now, that's just my take on it. So, yeah, Trey McBride goes with the 104 here. Makes sense to me. Derrick Henry goes early. Amon-Ra before JSN. I'm scared of JSN this week. I'm pretty scared of it. Who doesn't like to have fun? Let's build that out. Let's see if we can do this. We'll take T. Higgins and see if Drake May comes back around. He's not, because Dak just took Travion. I'm gonna be like I'll be 6 to 10% in the 6-mans on JSN. It'll be like 6 to 10%. I'm not gonna full fade. But I definitely want I want double the field on. I basically want 25% Trey McBride And I'm pretty comfortable fading JSN to do that, to get the extra percent. And I personally like Amon-Ra more as well. Like for the 6-mans at least, it's for me it's Bijan, Taylor, McBride, Robinson, Amon-Ra. And then it's probably actually Derrick Henry and then JSN. Hey, no, I said I'm pretty out unless this game script happens, right? I am being true. I said the only way it works is if T. Higgins carries the other side to push Drake May. That is exactly what I said, and that is what I drafted, sir. Rule for thee, not for me. Yeah. No, like I won't have that much Drake May. I took a share or two early, and the more I thought about it this week, I think that they bracket T. Higgins and he kind of gets shut out. But I could easily be wrong. If they try to man T. Higgins with Christian Gonzalez, I think it could be bad. But with this being said, we also a couple weeks ago just watched Drake London run like as the only receiver that is anything on the Falcons run absolutely rampant. T. Higgins could do that. So, but that's what it's going to require for Drake May to get pushed to be the guy you need. And if it's not T. Higgins, I don't think it's going to be Yoshi, right? Like, and I don't like. I'm going to have a very, very hard time getting to Chase Brown. I know that you pointed out, Coolers pointed out the rushing or the touchdown, anytime touchdown went from 110 to minus 110 to minus 170, like over a couple hours. Like, I don't know. I'm going to have a hard time getting. I'm going to have a really hard time getting there on Chase Brown. I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to get there. That New England rush defense is fantastic. All right, so we could do that. We'll take the ADP fall here and Tyler Warren, actually. And then if Demont makes it back around, we take him. If he doesn't, we take Jalen Warren. I actually kind of prefer Warren anyway. Do we want David Montgomery? Do we want Jalen Warren? We're going to go ahead and take Jalen Warren. I do actually prefer him. Yeah, like I have a hard time taking him. Like I actually really like Jalen Warren versus Chicago. I know Gainwell's been getting a little bit more work and all that, but if they're both in a split backfield, I kind of actually like Warren more than him. Kamara and 12-mans, I'm also not completely out, honestly. Card says, I look at the Arizona game for what to expect for Sharbs. He will get the whole second half because of the lead. You talk about Charbonnet Walker? The Arizona plays the Jaguars, not the Seahawks. Or are you talking like you think Sharps will play because they'll be even further ahead of Tennessee? I assume is what you're trying to correlate there. Yeah, so I mean, if that's what you're saying, I mean that makes sense as well. So the team through 4, T. Higgins, Drake May, Tyler Warren, Jalen Warren, and we'll see if I end up being naked Drake May or not. I kind of think I should be. If Judkins would have made it here, I would have taken Judkins and then wrapped around and taken Hunter Henry. Okay, yeah. No, I follow. I follow now. It took me a minute, but I got there. Alvin Kamara goes that high. And I know not many people like it, but Tyrone Tracy feels like a good click in this, honestly. Like, Tyrone Tracy, to me, is the peak. If I build a Jameis Winston team, it's going to be Tyrone Tracy, Jameis Winston. Hands down. Like, that's the way I'm going to do it. Number one, because very few people will be doing that. But like Tracy last week, 4 receptions, 51 yards with Jameis Winston. Because Jameis Winston knows how to use a check down whenever he's getting pressured. He had explosive plays. He didn't get touchdowns on those explosive plays. But we expect them to be trailing, right? Oh, man, I just double-stacked that. Don't do this at home, kids. Like, I was so excited Alec Pierce was actually there. I just went ahead and took him. If we're going to do that, I guess we just build on the game stack, right? Like, there's no way both of them get there and a Chief that isn't kind of what you need, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just tack on Worthy here. That was a mistake. So with the mistake, I just lean into the big game stack. Yeah, okay. Well, hearing that you guys are doing that too, that would be the best. That would be the best. So we have an oopsie. We have Naked Drake May, Jalen Warren. The Naked Drake May was like kind of that was intended, but I don't. It's going to be way harder for Drake May to get there naked with Alec Pierce and Tyler Warren up there, right? Like it's going to be way harder for him to get there in this scenario. Running back solo Jalen Warren, and then T. Higgins, Alec Pierce, Xavier Worthy. So we've built out 2 games here, and then Jalen Warren solo at running back. Let's do another one. We're not gonna let that be what you guys remember me by. I mean, I know that's what you're gonna remember from this, but we're gonna try to cleanse the palate a little bit, and we're gonna enter another one. We are waiting on 4 for the Squib kick. Anybody who wants in, jump in. And yes, Tyler Warren throwing a touchdown to Pierce from the Wildcat would be hilarious, especially if you see that. And if that happens, I'm just gonna tell everybody all over the place. What, you weren't expecting that? I expected it. I drafted it. If McBride doesn't hit, Warren without a TD, not end game. Well, like, I mean, we've seen several games where Tyler Warren and Alec Pierce both got like 17 fantasy points, right? That's happened multiple times. If they both get 17 fantasy points and Worthy gets 22 or whatever, like if we average 20 points a person, that's on if it's a low scoring week, it gives you a chance, right? Because like it's what, like 135, 140-ish sometimes gets there. We get the 101, Nez at the 103, Coolers at the 108, Dak at the 107, Car Park is back at the 108, Lusty Duster is at the 102. Love the name, sir. Not sure if you're listening, but love the name. So 1 hour 55. 1 hour 55 minutes. Squib 2. And we are Jahmyr Gibbs. I've kind of went over this before. I think Spagnola does what he did in the Super Bowl, and he sells out. I know Saquon had 84 and a touchdown or whatever in the Super Bowl. Like, he had a reasonably good game. He also got some receptions. But that doesn't necessarily win like first round points in this, right? So I think Spags actually sells out to try to stop Jonathan Taylor, and Kansas City gets cooked on the back end like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith did and Dallas Goedert did last year in the Super Bowl. I view this game script exactly like that. So I'm not going to have no Jonathan Taylor. I will absolutely take him at 2. But I think if there's a lean between Gibbs and Taylor, I look at the game script of the Super Bowl and a team that has as much firepower as the Eagle did. I'm going to try to take away what Spagnola tried to do in that game. It failed, but he tried to do it. And it failed in the way that makes Alec Pierce an awesome play, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with that game script. Happy Hour's calling my name. Been a long week. If McBride doesn't hit, yeah, you're right. So that's my thought on the 101, Gibbs over Taylor. I think the market overall has kind of got there anyway. So Coolers takes Henry at 8. Derrick Henry feels like a really good pick this week. I've been thinking that. I haven't done a whole lot of the 6-mans yet, but I was kind of thinking that. I'd done like 3 of them. But I kind of felt like he should definitely be ahead of Travion, and he wasn't. And I with Lane Johnson out, like, Saquon feels a little thinner. So I think I do prefer, like, I prefer Derrick Henry to Saquon because of that. Brandon from the 12 hole getting his guys. Jalen Hurts, David Montgomery at 12-13 for the audio listeners. We got Jalen Hurts, David Montgomery from the 12 hole. He's seen my Jahmyr Gibbs pick. He's like, that guy in the 1 hole is an absolute idiot. Doesn't that guy know that it's a David Montgomery week? And it probably is, because I got the 1 hole and took Jahmyr Gibbs. DBQ on Tuesday, you can get Pickens in the early 3rd. Yeah, I did 1 DBQ on Tuesday, and I played the Ramondre Stevenson is going to be out game, and I think I was at 10. I think Nez was at 11, and I took Travion there, hoping that the Q tag stuff was actually something that happened. It didn't happen. If I don't have Travion there anymore. Like, it was kind of a gamble thing. Like, if Ramondre was ruled out, like, I think it's very, very possible that Travion would be going, like, we're ahead of Derrick Henry, and I would argue that would be the right call. All right, so we got Gibbs. I personally like Devonta Smith more this week. And we already took a Kenneth Walker share, so we're going to take Devonta Smith here. And apparently it's going to bug out a little bit. And I think I might. Michael Wilson's very high. Let's get a little unique here, and let's pull Rome all the way up. Like this is just a squib kick, but like Rome, I assume has went over here the entire draft cycle, and I hope I can get Caleb on this team. I know his ADP goes around over there, so I'm hoping that happens, and I kind of like that matchup a little bit. So I'm gonna actually pull Rome up, get him with Gibbs, which is probably very, very, like it's probably very unique, right, for this contest. And I really like the Rome Odunze matchup this week. I don't know why he goes where he goes, even in the 6-mans, but like I kind of feel like he's a guy who should almost be drafted every time this week versus Pittsburgh. Demont went, yeah. When this is the win, when Brandon Lee ships the squib kick, and you see David Montgomery and Jalen Hurts on the team, you will remember that it happened here, and that we were witness to time travel. When this happens, it's going to be time travel being confirmed. That's how this plays out. It doesn't. So Dak doing almost exactly what I did, except he takes ETN instead of Kenneth Walker there. So in the DBQ, I took Trey McBride, Walker, and then Judkins. And I was debating between Walker and ETN. And he takes McBride, ETN, and Judkins. So hopefully one of us wins something. That would be sweet. I'm just hoping that Trey McBride is kind of what you need, because I'm going to kind of make a stand this week on him. And last week I made a stand on a player, and that player got hurt. It was Josh Jacobs. How we doing? What's up, Candles? We're doing a couple squib kicks. Already did the DBQ. I actually like my team. I'm not sure if anybody else did, but I like my team. So it was I was at the 5-hole. I took Trey McBride, Kenneth Walker, Judkins. Then I took DK Metcalf, Jacoby Brissett, and Christian Watson. I was hoping that Luther Burden made it back, because Luther Burden went at 65. I was hoping that I could get the mini game sack with Burden and DK Metcalf alongside the because I didn't take a Jaguar. I was going to do the McBride Jacoby stack with the DK. Yeah, I seen his ADP was 70.9. I'm like, I could probably get Burden down there. The goal was to get Burden. It didn't happen, but I like Christian Watson a lot this week. It's just that I have 2 Dog Bowl teams, and both of them have Christian Watson on it now. So when I do another one, I don't want Christian Watson. That's where I'm at. I don't want it to be Christian Watson. All right, so Jaylen Warren would have been so good right there. So that is what I definitely want to do here. We could play the Q-tag game with Caleb or with Josh Jacobs as well. I like the way you think. I think I just ride the. I mean, it kind of. I feel like he's going to play. If he doesn't, it's fine. But like, I like this a lot. Caleb Williams to Rome, Devonta Smith, Josh Jacobs, and Jahmyr Gibbs. I'll play the Q tag game there. There's a couple players that I don't mind for swap purposes. Tootin, possibly. So this is my flex spot as well. So I can, like, if there's a wide receiver that I want to flex, like, I could make this a 3 wide receiver team, right? So if there's a wide receiver I like more than some of the running backs, I can actually flex. Like, I can swap into a wide receiver. How we doing, loot? And exactly. The problem is getting the rest of the game to be correct. Since Chad Candles is here, we could do another DBQ. I'm wanting to do four DBQs this week. I've done 2. We've got a lot of the injury news. The Josh Jacobs injury news was let me make sure it hadn't updated. Dameon Pierce cleared waivers. Oh, and as everybody thought by looking, the ref, they assume it was a torn Achilles, which is what it looked like. Baseball Tootin off the injury report. I'm in one that literally just fired. Hey, we can wait. I can do another squib kick, and then after the squib kick, go back. Chris Godwin, questionable. Kenneth Walker, fine to play. Reading through Underdog notes here. No real information, like nothing really on Josh Jacobs. He's just questionable, but I'm not too worried about the questionable status on him, honestly. Josh Jacobs continually plays through horrific injuries. Oh, it was Dak 488 Lamb, I think, last time that took Luther Burden. Or no, it might have been, might not have been. So we have to have a tight end. I would love it to be Juwan Johnson. We could take any of the Pittsburgh tight ends, but we're not going to do that. I mean, Jake Ferguson goes this late? That to me is wild that Jake Ferguson goes down here. I kind of like AJ Barner this week. So I think I'm going to go with AJ Barner here. Yeah. We're just going to build out AJ Barner. And the team is Caleb Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Devonta Smith, Roma Dunze, and AJ Barner. We're going to jump in another squib kick. And then after the squib kick, we will do another dog bowl. Let Chad Candles jump in if he would like. Can someone please give me hope that Pacheco is the one you're going to need in the week 17? 40% Pacheco. That's I mean, he has. I will tell you this: your 40% Pacheco has a better chance to matter in week 17 than my 26% Scattaboo. So if that makes you feel any better, you're welcome. It also has a better chance than my 20% Jarquez Hunter. So combined, I'm 45% 0, and you have some chance. What happens when you click toggle next to the player? Make sure you turn players on so they score. Are you talking about like it basically turns on stacks. Like if you click the toggle on the player on the Bestball overlay, it highlights stacks for you on the other side, is all it does. And then it bugs out. And in the next lobby, it remembers. If you don't turn it off when you leave, the next lobby you go into, it'll remember that and you can't do it. So you have to refresh your page. So it unloads the previous swap or the previous stacks that you clicked. A minor thing. I haven't used it for a long time. It might be fixed, but that's how it used to be. So we're waiting on 3 for a squib kick. Anybody wants in a squib kick? And then after this, we'll probably fire a few Wildcats. And then we might jump back into some fourth quarters. I still have 4 of them I need to do, or 5 of them. Yeah, so going back to this was the first dog bowl I done. This was before the Ramondre news. I took a gamble that Travion was going to have the entire backfield to himself. So it failed. But all in all, I don't hate the team. You got a naked Hurts, Travion, Jalen Warren, Watson, Addison, and Jake Berg. Seeing that Jake Berg fell all the way to the back, like the 6th round, made me feel bad about this team, though. It really made me feel bad about that team. Because that means that, like, I basically have 3 picks that could be 6th rounders, and Travion, who was if Ramondre wasn't there, I think he'd be arguable to be a 1st rounder, and he's absolutely not a 1st rounder with Ramondre playing. So like, definitely, like, I took some gambles, none of them paid off. But this was the other team. I like this team a lot. This one I much prefer to the other one. And then the squib kicks, I've actually done Caleb Williams twice now. That was the one I just done. This one I did Travion, Tootin, Rome, Devontae, Tyler Warren. Still waiting on 2. Is your dog bowl about filled or finished, Chad? Because if the dog bowl's about finished, I could jump on over into that and wait in the lobby. And then this was the one I done earlier on stream, the Drake May. And yeah, I've got 46 of these in. It's close enough. All right. So we're going to come on back here. We're going to leave this draft, and I'm going to jump into a DBQ. Maybe, if I can remember what it is. It's right here. We're entering right now. 5 spots left for anybody who wants to join. So 5 spots for a DBQ. So it'll probably take a few minutes to fill. But like, looking over this, like, I have a hard time getting there on Brock Bowers this week. I do think about it a little bit. Like, so Cleveland's defense has actually been way, way, way worse on the road than it is at home. And Bowers is playing at home. So although I prefer Warren to Brock Bowers, I do think that Brock Bowers is somebody who you don't want to like full fade, right? Like, if I got a little bit of an ADP value on him, I would definitely consider him if I didn't already have McBride, right? I do prefer Tyler Warren to him, but if they were both on the board at like pick 24. I'm probably going to take Bowers just because it's going to give me a little bit more of a unique team, right? And Peppertoni said he would join, but he doesn't want to go to Kansas. Well, you're in luck because Kansas City is in Missouri. At least the stadium is. I don't know which state the DBQ will be in, but I'm assuming Missouri, since the bulk of Kansas City is actually Missouri and not Kansas. They so they have a street named State. It's like State Line or something street, like the most generic name you could possibly have. And we were on it with the GPS, and as you're driving down that street, your GPS, if you have the stuff on, the entire time says, "Welcome to Kansas, welcome to Missouri, welcome to Kansas, welcome to Missouri, welcome to Kansas, welcome to Missouri," because it's not straight; it weaves, and as you're weaving, it's like, "Welcome to Kansas, oh, welcome to Missouri, welcome to Kansas." It was very annoying. Just be aware that might happen. Check and go Arizona Cards. Like, if you find that street and you're driving down it, you will be welcome to Kansas a lot. You're welcome. Hey, what's up, Mr. Mudiger? Thanks for popping in. Hope you enjoy the content. He says, it'll be Missouri since sport betting starts in Missouri on 12/1. Oh, is that why they picked it? That makes sense. They never specified that DBQ wasn't in KC, Missouri. It's actually, you're going to get shuttled to the middle of Kansas. You're going to start in Kansas City, and you're going to get shuttled to the middle of Kansas. Best of both worlds, right? All right, we got Chad Candles at the 105. We got the 107. Top fantasy player at the 108. I've seen this guy near the top of some leaderboards lately as well. Crutches, absolute crusher at the 110. I've seen Zen Q7 in a couple of my stream drafts. If you're watching, thanks for watching. And so 2 hours, 18 minutes for the second Dog Bowl qualifier. So I think Chad is kind of on board with the Trey McBride over a lot of the players. I doubt I get another McBride team. I don't know if I want another McBride team either, though. Like, I would actually prefer Derrick Henry. Like, obviously those guys, and then these are my top 7. So we'll get one of them. And I would actually be pretty happy with an Amon Ra team as well. Hey, what's up, Crossface? How we doing? Thanks for popping in. I altered my shift and worked Wednesday this week so I could be here today. Next week, I don't know what time the game starts next week, but I'll be live at some point on Friday next week. This is the last week for DBQs, so I've only done 2 a week, 1 or 2 a week. This week, I feel like I just want to do a few more because we have it's the last week you can do them. We get Derrick Henry. That's who I was hoping was there. So we do 2 DBQs on stream today. We get McBride on one of them, which I wanted, and we get Derrick Henry with another one, which is another pick that I wanted. So I feel pretty happy about that. The one I did earlier in the week, I showed you guys. I know that it's probably kind of dead. Like I like to do one early in the week and try to take advantage of some ADP stuff just in case some Q tag people don't play. That one was a gamble on does Ramondre play? My answer was no. The actual answer was yes, so I failed the test. Also, if you do like the content and you're new, please smash the like and the sub. We're trying to get to 400 subs. And if you like Dynasty type content, like I will definitely like, I'm going to take some time to learn how to edit a little bit more over the next month or two. And I'm going to do a lot of like content on rookies. I really like looking into rookies. I think I've done a reasonably good job last year on rookies. I would like my favorite one was a complete bust, but I think overall, like it was Damian Martinez, and that's because none of the character concern stuff came out beforehand. And before that, I was saying that like if any of these like with as deep as the running back class was, if anybody comes out with negative character concerns, they're gonna get nuked, and that's exactly what happened. And I wish we knew that. Like I really wish we knew that. So, I mean, I would be up for either one of these. I kind of really like Olave this week. Like I really like Olave this week. We're actually gonna do Olave here. Like Jameson Williams, I don't think he's cracked. He barely cracked 20 points. I don't think he's cracked 20 points the entire year on half point PPR. Let me look. Yeah, sorry, I didn't go to the board. I was in another page looking for his stats. So in full PPR this year, so this week he had 20.1 points or whatever, 20.5 points in half point PPR. And full PPR, last week he had a good week, but it was 19.7. That's full. 18.6, 16.6, 18.8. He's not getting 25 points. Like, he hasn't had weeks like that. Olave, I know, has had a really big week or two. And like you have to adjust from full point to half point. But like he has just as many like 15-point weeks, but he has 2 plus 20 plus point weeks. This one would have been like 19 in Underdog at 18.9. And then this one 26, I think it was 24.3 in Underdog. So if you're looking for ceiling, like JMO's not actually the ceiling answer, or hasn't been. That doesn't mean he doesn't have the capability to do it. But like Olave has been like, and I was very out on Olave for a while. I was waiting until he showed that he could get a touchdown and 100 yards in the same game. As soon as he did that, I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of in. And I think Tyler Shuck is actually a good play. Like, I think he's really good for Olave specifically. Maybe I'm a fish. Maybe I'm a fish. I don't know. But to me, Olave this week makes a lot of sense. I know that, like, Atlanta, until last week, was actually really good against the pass. I don't know how much of that is sticky and how much of that is not sticky. And all the running backs I like are left. All of them. I mean, if Diggs is here, I think I take Diggs. Or do I take Yeah, I think I'll take Diggs here. I'm going to take Diggs, and then hopefully one of these guys is available. If not, we're probably not happy. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Diggs. Oh, yeah, I'm more in the middle of the board than I thought I was. I should have taken Jud. I really like Judkins, but I'm pretty overexposed to him right now. And to be honest, like I really like Jalen Warren this week. I've said it already, but I would not hate Jalen Warren on the way back either. And Olave Diggs feels really good. I don't usually have the two top enders. I usually go a couple more because since I do limited amounts, I kind of try to get the running backs I like and then to figure it out from there. Way to secure Diggs. Thanks, guy. I think it's like so they do put Diggs in the slot quite a bit. I don't know how much the DJ Turner shutdown #1 stuff really matters on this for Diggs specifically. I don't know what their game plan is going to be, who they're going to put DJ Turner on. And I haven't done the research to find out if he actually travels with the slot or not. I do know that they moved Diggs to the slot when Pop Douglas isn't on the field a little bit, though. And it feels like a game where Diggs is just going to be completely open all the time. The last time I felt like that, it was actually the Buffalo game. Like I felt like that like 4 times this year. This is the 4th. Two of the other times he had a bunch of yards but no touchdown. One of them was the Buffalo game, which was an absolute smash. And this game, I feel like he's going to eat. Yeah, like way to secure Diggs, guy. Good job. You're the best. I actually don't mind DeAndre Swift either. I haven't taken any DeAndre Swift. Like I said, I do the limited volume. We'll see what Crutches does. He took Josh Jacobs. He's not worried about Jacobs. Or he likes some of the like Josh Jacobs at this ADP is criminal if he's actually healthy, right? Top fantasy plays. Let's see if he lets me get my guy or not. Time it out. Let me think about it. Is he ADP? He lets me get him. All right, so I'm really glad I took Diggs there. Getting Judkins down here feels awesome. So we got Derrick Henry, Quinshawn, we have Olave, we have Diggs. Let's see what Chad is doing. JSN, Javonte, AJ Brown, Aaron Jones. I was taking Aaron Jones if Judkins wasn't there. I didn't say anything because I actually know Chad Candles likes Aaron Jones a lot. I like Aaron Jones a lot this week too. But I much prefer Quinshawn. Right. Like I think Chad would agree there as well. And if I would have passed Quinshawn, I'm pretty sure Steady 314 wasn't gonna opt to pass on Jared Goff after taking Amon-Ra and JMO. So I actually really like this team. Yeah, I'm very. It looked like top fantasy player here. Oh, that's what. He was debating because he has the game stack built out in Barkley Pickens with Dak. But he knew how good of an ADP this was. He was debating on sacrificing his stack to take Judkins. That's what took him a while. I want to thank Top Fantasy Player for not choosing chaos. You're a true hero. Take the guaranteed okay play and let me live my best life over here in the 7-hole. It's appreciated. Doesn't mean I'm gonna win. It could mean that you win. I'm not saying that like this decision was bad. Like if you have the game stack built out, I think Prescott's probably the right play. But Judkins at 42, like I would have had a hard time passing on it. And Crutches taking Jacobs there, like if Jacobs was gone, I guarantee you. I don't know. I don't know what Crutches is thinking, but I would guess that Judkins there would have been the play if Jacobs was gone. All right, so I mean, we could do that, or we could take. All right, so I don't like Kyle Pitts a whole lot here, but it does give me the game stack a little bit, right? What quarterbacks are left? Caleb, Daniel Jones. I mean, we could go there. We could go there. I think I want the Kyle Pitts here. Yeah, we're gonna do Kyle Pitts and Tyler Shuck, I hope. If we don't get Shuck, we will just take naked somebody. I'm not gonna lean into Kirk Cousins. I mean, obviously he would be fine. He would be fine. Jordan Love would be actually pretty good naked. But I said before I like Shuck in this matchup. So to secure the matchup, like I don't really like Kyle Pitts a lot this week, but I do think that I like taking him. Hopefully secures me Tyler Shuck. Crutches, I doubt takes Shuck with Tyler Warren here. Like I'm gonna guess he wants Lawrence T-Law, but we'll find out. He could take Jordan Love with Josh Jacobs as well. Yeah, takes Trevor Lawrence. So I do get Tyler Shuck around. He's going to be lower owned as well. He'll probably mostly be owned with Olave, but I think it's fine. I think I like the team. How bad is this, guys? Do you guys think that taking Tyler Shuck here is bad? You think I should take naked Caleb Williams? Like, I think Tyler Shuck is the play. I don't know. He hasn't got that many fantasy points. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it is just naked Caleb. Maybe we'll just regret doing that. What do we want, guys? We're gonna let it randomize here, and we'll see what happens. So we get Caleb. I think Caleb is probably the better play. Well, yeah, Shuck is actually better than people think. Yeah, but like Caleb gives you some rushing floor as well. I think that's probably the smarter play. The only thing is, I kind of wish I didn't have. See, like that's what the little toggle does. It just highlights the game stacks. And I think it's like based on like teams too, like team colors. See, but it does make me kind of wish I would have taken a different tight end. But it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Like I'm happy with this team. We got Derrick Henry, Judkins, Olave Diggs, Kyle Pitts, and Caleb Williams. Chad Candles has a Sam Darnold, AJ Barner, JSN double stack, AJ Brown, Javonte Williams skinny stack, and then Aaron Jones solo. I like that. Well, it's a game stack between Javonte and AJ Brown, and then a triple stack. No bring back there. Crutches has Rasheed Rice, Chase Brown. He's very in on Chase. Like, is that where Chase Brown goes? That is his ADP. Like I said, I'm having a hard time with Chase Brown. That doesn't mean I'm right. Love the Tyler Warren pick. Jacobs is an awesome pick, and then a little stack down here, like just a bunch of good ADP. I like it. Yeah, that's Brown's new price. Got it. Yeah, I looked, and yeah, that is right. It is his new price. We're gonna do a Wildcat. Anybody want to jump in a Wildcat? Jump on in 10 seconds, and then we will enter now. 2 hours. All right. So we are filled. We got the 102. Nobody made it in that I know of. If you're in there, let me know. And after this, we will do, I'll do a little poll here. So for the next draft, we'll go Squib, fourth quarter, or Wildcat. See what people want to do. If we get Squib or Wildcat, we'll do a couple of them. If we do the fourth quarter, we'll do the fourth quarter and be done. I'm in. Mutager fan. Got it. You're in at the 4. Welcome. Prepare for absolute chaos, because that's what happens. Yeah, like I said, I'm not out on JT. Like, he's easily the 102. I just the bear case that I laid out for Jonathan Taylor is it's more of a which player has a better, like, which one is more deserving of the 101 to me, and it is Gibbs, slightly. MU Tiger fan, got it. So do you got one of the? You live over around Columbia, then? Do you got the Tiger Tails? Do you have Tiger Tails on all your vehicles? Like, so I live on the east side of St. Louis, and like as soon as you get to like the middle of St. Louis, like near St. Charles, you start seeing a few like Tiger Tails here and there, and then as soon as you get onto I-70 West, it's like just tails everywhere, all the way to Kansas City. Just Tiger Tails on everything. Like, they put them in places that don't even make sense. Like, Tiger Tails hanging out of gas caps. Like, okay, all right. Like, and by the way, I meant Columbia, Missouri, not Columbia, the drug capital place. Oh man, that would have Derrick Henry would have been so good. I mean, yeah, I'll take the little game stack here. I've not done many of these, so this will be unique for me. And I'll take Bowers if he makes it, and then we'll build out unique later. We'll get a little unique later. Just get a little team stack there. Probably get Mahomes, and then get a little unique with the other picks. I know exactly what I want to do, I think. Yeah, so yeah, Columbia also, if I remember right, like the second turn, if you're coming from Kansas or from St. Louis, the second turnoff, the first one, I think there's only two, but they have this gigantic roundabout that's like really awkward. It's like a gigantic roundabout, and it's directly off the interstate. But it's like it's not gigantic in like lanes of traffic. It's just really long around. And the turns like kind of come out of nowhere. Maybe it's just because I was in a new area at night whenever we went there. You know how that is. Well, there's actually no reason for me to take Mahomes here. They have Mahomes. So we're going to look at wide receiver. And we're going to actually look at running back. I really like Kenneth Walker. If Jalen Warren's drafted this little, I'm kind of in on him. We're going to go ahead and take Jalen Warren, and then we'll take Mahomes, and we'll finish it with a random wide receiver. There are some receivers I like down in this area. It would be an Alec Pierce team. I'm big on Alec Pierce this week, but I don't necessarily want to do it with Jonathan Taylor. What other players do we have? Yoshi Voss is interesting for like dog bowls. I just did two of them. I might finish it out with one. I don't know. I mean, the dog bowl rooms are always greasy, so like it doesn't really matter if I do them on stream or not, right? Like you're gonna get a tough room. That's what's gonna happen. I think. Do we just do that? Oh, so if you win, I get your additional seat if we do one, huh? I like Devontae and Burden as a scroll. Yeah, I mean, Devonta Smith shouldn't be a scroll down. Devontae Walker or I mean, it's going to be hard to not take Rome here. These percentages, by the way, are for the fourth quarter. It's not accurate. Do I want to do this? I think I just want to take Rome. We'll do that. I don't think this will be... Like, I know I went full ADP there, but I got Rome with Jalen Warren. Like both of them are not 100% drafted, so I think it's fine. Yeah, Walker, Devontae, his ADP is 28.8 now. Yeah. And that's a higher ADP than he is in the dog bowl, I think. So we will we will honor the fourth quarter draft after this, but we'll go ahead and do my final dog bowl on stream right now. For anybody who's watching, we will enter. I'll enter right now, and hopefully it's not full. Are you ready? All right, we absolutely waiting on a full lobby. So we need 10. 10 for the dog bowl. And then after the dog bowl, if it fills fairly soon, we will do we will definitely do the fourth quarter as well. Hopefully, if Candles is still out there, I'm sure Candles has nothing but dog bowls. So yeah. So speaking of Devonta Smith, like his ADP is 27 in dog bowl and 28.8. Let's look on drafters where he is. So wide receiver. Oh, they don't do ranks. They just have projected points. I forgot about that. So never mind. Can't do that. Got it. Cut me in, Pepper Tony says. I mean, I'll put it this way. If you win and I get 50% of the winnings, I will buy the travel with the winnings because you have to pay for your own travel. So we'll use my side of it to pay for the travel and the food and all that. Which would only make sense since it'd be a free trip for me. And then that way we could figure out where to go and all that. I'll have to figure out a way to get out of work, but we will figure out how to get out of work. We gonna eat good. We gonna eat good. Yeah. Right. So waiting on 7 for a DBQ. Anybody who wants in, allowed to come in. Oh, they pay for your travel? I thought it said that. I didn't realize. I thought it said that you were supposed to pay for the travel, but maybe. Okay. So we're going to go make sure I don't skip it. Oh, so we're waiting on 3, by the way. All right, so each qualifier offers the opportunity to win multiple tickets. You get a certain amount of credits covered. Okay, never mind. Got it. Yeah, no cookies. No cookies. Yeah, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the stream, like I was saying that I don't eat sweets anymore. I've been on a diet for like a year and a half or so. I was really feeling like some cookies last night. I bought like one of those 8-pack oatmeal raisin things they have at Walmart. And and I ate all 8 cookies last night, and my body did not like it in the middle of last night and all day today. And it was a very gassy situation in this house. Things have definitely calmed down. It's under control, but yeah, that definitely happened. Okay, so Oregon, and then spend it all on pick'ems. Speaking of pick'ems, I put one on my Discord for prize picks for the 40% flex that I really like. And by the way, there is one. Let's look this up real quick on Underdog and see what the number is. Share this tab instead. Underdog. Champions. Shador Sanders, 20.5 rushing yards under. Kind of feels really good to me. Kind of feels really, really good. We got Schuster at the 109. I got the 108. Anybody else in here? Fantasy Grinder. I've seen that name around. This is a different, all red badges except for Merc 13. You gotta put the Z like there's a space there. Merc is Branos in here? Oh yeah, Greg Branos. Yeah. Yeah, CSI's in here. Yep. Thanks for shouting that out. It's always interesting. I know he's very big on a certain player this week. I know for a fact I will not get a certain player at 32 because if allowed, they will take him at 30. I'm assuming. So 2 hours, 51 minutes. All right, so, and that player's Kenneth Walker. I know that they've been talking, Greg Branos, the Coach Week Index, has been talking up Kenneth Walker a lot this week. It makes total sense. Like, everything about it makes sense. So I just did a Derrick Henry team. I would do another one. I like the spot a lot against the Jets this week. And Saquon without Lane Johnson does scare me a little bit. And the improved rush D. We're going to do Rashee Rice here. I'm a Chiefs fan. Let's do the Chiefs thing. Let's take Rashee Rice. See how this works. Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. No Lane Johnson. Yeah, it absolutely scaring me off, Saquon. For sure. The line already, yeah. If they haven't been playing well already, like, I'm going to have, like, I won't be 0% Saquon in all the formats, but for a dog bowl seat kind of thing where I'm only doing 4 of them, I don't want one of those 4 teams to be a Saquon team. CD's nuts as Schuster takes the 9 in the 9 hole, takes CD Lamb with the epic commentary. Never been done before. Never been done. Got him. So I'm hoping, like, where does Mahomes go in these? I assume I have to take him here, right? Yeah, you would have to take him here. He's not going to fall all the way back, right? Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to build something out that I want to build out here. And like I said, I can't really get behind Chase Brown there. So we got CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson from Schuster. I got Rashi and Mahomes. Pulled Mahomes up the board a lot. I don't know if I didn't do a lot of them early in the week. I don't know if Mahomes is going at 32 very often, but there's also more information out there right now. I know what I would like to happen in this draft. Greg Branos takes ETN, which is interesting with the Tootin stuff popping up. Like it would make sense to have some that he kind of likes him. Like never know with the room. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. I will be slightly I'll be slightly sad if I don't get the player I want at 41. Or if a certain player also doesn't make, like, if there's a couple players I would like at 32, and if they're both gone, I'm just going to take somebody a full round ahead of ADP at 32. And if you've been listening, you probably know who that player is. It's what I think is going to happen in the KC game. So that's the plan. Like, if Kenneth Walker makes it all the way to me. Okay. That's kind of what I was expecting. Which makes me want to pull up. Like, with the ADP being at 28 over here, it makes me a lot more interested in taking Mahomes on this side of the board with Rice. I'm like 90% sure. Well, Greg did take JSN, so he may not want Kenneth Walker. Like, I don't know how he feels about taking the wide receiver plus running back, but he may not like it. And if he doesn't like it, I get Kenneth Walker here if False doesn't do it. All right, so we would love to get Judkins here. Probably not going to happen. We'll see what Greg does here. Yeah. Do we want... I mean, David Montgomery's interesting, right? I'm just going to do the thing. We're just going to take Alec Pierce here. That's who I want on this team. He's the one that I'm most scared of missing. Like, I'm building this game stack out. This is what I want. There's a couple running backs. I don't like the running backs that are at the top of the board that much. I would take David Montgomery if he comes back. But I kind of like the running backs down the board a little more. So we're going to take what I believe to be the part of this game stack that matters. I don't really I don't believe in Genty this week, but I could be wrong. Like the Raider or the Cleveland Browns run defense is a lot worse on the road. It's been way worse on the road. We got yeah, I think I brought up Schuster's third quarter team. What's up, Fancy Dog? Thanks for popping in, sir. Sorry I missed you. I missed you popping in there. So, like, I love these two picks. I'd be super happy with either one of those two picks. we'll let Schuster decide which one of them I get. And like if they all go, I'm fine with Aaron Jones as well. Like I love all these players, and I like them all more than Genty, David Montgomery, and Brees Hall. So that's why I was willing to jump down and take Pierce, although it was way early. I'm fine with that because I think that if this game shoots out, if Mahomes is kind of what you need, it means the game's shooting out. And if the game's shooting out, I believe it's because Alec Pierce is getting deep. That's how I believe the script will play out. So that's why we're building this way. Which one do I want? We'll take Josh Jacobs. What could go wrong? He burned me last week. What could go wrong this week, right? Don't play scared. We're just going to play this way. He's not officially in, but I like I said before, I would be surprised if he's not in. And this is something that was probably doable early in the week. Like Rice in the first round, Jacobs in the second, Mahomes in the third, Alec Pierce in the fourth. Like this could be something that's out there already. But I don't care. As long as it's not duped 4 times, I honestly don't care. Like 5,208 entrants. You got to get top 3. So, yeah. My Discord is no longer on mute. We will mute that for another hour. There's a whole bunch of chat going on in my Discord, apparently. Yeah, so I mean, Aaron Jones all the way back would be fantastic. It's not going to happen, but it would be awesome. And let's look at tight ends as well. Like, what tight ends are available? The same stuff that was last time. What running backs are available? Aaron Jones, Kareem Hunt, not on this team. I do think he's a solid pick. I think that's the pick I like. And I should be able to get that super late. Charbonnet is also a really good pick. So I think we take the tight end first. Yeah, I think we take the tight end first. And I was already talking up Juwan. If Juwan makes it, and Juwan will make it unless somebody wants to flex a tight end here, and none of them can. They all need quarterback. And what, like, I guess this player can. But if Aaron Jones makes it all the way here, I think I just take. I don't want the opposing running backs. I don't want Josh Jacobs versus Aaron Jones there. We live in the dream with Bam Knight, huh? That's what you plan on doing? All right. So Tootin goes there. Let's see what Greg Branos does. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. So we get Juwan Johnson. And I mean, if Aaron Jones makes it all the way back, I'll debate it. I like both of them. Like, these are the players I would prefer. Gainwell is fine. I don't have to go running back either. I could take a wide receiver. There's a lot of receivers I like still. But I think that Tyrone Tracy is being underdrafted. Like, the 4 for 51, he was pretty close to breaking something last week. Like, he had a couple pretty big plays. Yes, he's not going to get the goal line work, but it's he's definitely scored 15 plus yard touchdowns plenty of times in his career, right? If you add one of those, if you just add the touchdown to one of those, that's 22 points, right? So like that is very, very usable, especially the last round. And this is with Jameis against the Packers defense, not against the Lions. And the Lions are probably going to put up more points faster, right? So I really like Tyrone Tracy this week in this format specifically. All right, so let's go over the two teams. My team, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, Tyrone Tracy, Rashee Rice, Alec Pierce, Juwan Johnson. We built out the KC Indy stack. Then we got Jacobs, Tracy, and Juwan Johnson. And then Schuster, Geno Smith to Genty, Harold Fannin at tight end, DeAndre Swift, and then CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. I like it. Now we're going to honor the chat, and we're going to do the fourth quarter. We're going to enter the fourth quarter, and we're going to enter it in 10 seconds. And it is 86% full. We have entered, waiting on 2. And then I'm going to look at this. So 3 hours and 7 minutes. 3 hours. All right, so we got that in there. My goal is 50, and this is 47. Yeah, my goal is 50, but I plan to get to 47. Or I plan to get to 50. If it's open on Monday morning, I will probably do another 15 or so based on injury stuff, right? I will probably do a whole bunch of them Monday morning, but I plan on being at 50 by kickoff. But I don't think it's gonna do very good after that. Like I don't know if it'll be open then. Hey, thanks, Schuster. Good luck on the Dog Bowl qualifier. So we get the 111. I don't see anybody in here. If you're in here, let me know. I forgot to turn the mic back on. Wounded Geese might be a member. I was hoping to get through Monday Night Football in case new injuries happen, but yeah, I think it's going to close Monday afternoon. I think Monday afternoon is when it's going to close for sure. It definitely feels like that. And with the way things are going, I mean, there's no Sunday morning game this week, which means I think more people will be drafting stuff. So I think it'll feel a little faster then, although I'll be jamming dailies or my lineups and stuff. Let's see if I can land the thing that I've tried to land for a while in this contest. I just want a team with Saquon Barkley plus Josh Allen. I haven't been able to land it yet. Let's see if this is the time it happens. All right. Are you going to let me do it? Is it going to happen or not? Refresh to get the actual extension working. Hey, thank you, sir. So we get the week 17 game stack there. Been wanting to get one of these. It definitely feels like Saquon. Like Saquon's kind of been not great all year, but Buffalo's run defense has been even worse. So, and by the way, Ike Money 356. I'm assuming you're following. I've seen your name in a couple of different contests that I've done today. If you are, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. But I've not ever seen you type or chat or anything. If you're watching over on X, come on over to the Who Hames YouTube channel. I will put it in the description or in the chat right now. Smash the like, hit the bell, sub. You can see when I go live, and you can actually communicate with everybody on the stream. It's a little more fun I think it's a little more fun to be in the YouTube chat than anything else. And yeah, I was hoping so too, but whenever I seen it was getting 7% a day on Tuesday, on Wednesday I just buckled down and done like 12 of them. I'm like, well, that ain't happening. So I just did a whole bunch of them on Wednesday, which is why I don't have my, like, I'm going to max it Engage 8 and the Hurry Up, and I'm going to do the 11 Drafters ones. I did the 4 Dog Bowls, which is more than I've done all year. I've done like 3 Squib Kicks. I don't know, like, I definitely want to max the Hurry Up. Probably 25 Wildcats. I probably won't go crazy with it. But 25 Wildcats, the 20 Hurry Ups, the 8 Engage 8s. We'll see if I get to Deposit Kingdom or not. I like to do the Deposit Kingdom, but we'll see if I get there. I'm going to be pretty strapped on time, considering that I have this start sit show with BDE when I get off work tomorrow. And based on how things went the first 2 days I was at work this week, I highly doubt I get off work early like I have been. Yeah, I think Evans comes back too. I've been like, I mixed Sterling Shepard in once or twice. I don't have a lot of so this is what I've been doing. I have 4.8% Evans, 7% Godwin. I ranked him lower because I was really worried he wasn't going to come back based on some of that real bearish news we were getting. But it kind of sounds like he's going to come back, doesn't it? Yeah, we're going to take Judkins. The Judkins schedule's so good. Also gets Buffalo. I was very bullish on Ladd until the all injury as well. But the Bucks are they have such a good playoff schedule, right? Like, I want some pieces of the Bucks. I also have no Sean Tucker. And I think I'm going to stick with 0 Sean Tucker. I think that's going to be my stand on them. And I'm not like incredibly comfortable with it, but I have quite a bit of Bucky. I have some Rashad White. I just think that, yeah, they are a top 5 projecting team for these weeks. Their schedule is so good, and they're going to need to win. They're going to be more at full strength because because Godwin will be back. Evans will be back at the very end. But the pieces you need to get Evans there, it's kind of one of those things like Ted Johnson plus Mike Evans feels really good because it feels like you're going to have a guy there at all times, right? Like, Evans will come in and replace Ted Johnson, but then you basically drafted a 17-man roster instead of an 18-man roster, right? So it's really weird. I just want pieces from that game. And because of that, I actually have more Malik Washington. This Jalen Waddle is not where I want to be, by the way. He just, every draft I'm in, he just goes so early. Like this happens. Like almost all the drafts I'm in, he's going like top 30 picks. And like I want him back over here a little bit, where his ADP is. Like that's kind of where I have him ranked. But every draft I jump into, he just goes way, way up the board. And so I haven't gotten to any. And like Achan, I'm a little overweight. Tua, I'm overweight, but like Malik Washington, I've got to a lot of Malik Washington because of that. Because what else are they going to do, right? So because I like that Bucks matchup a lot, and they have a really bad pass defense, like Malik Washington feels like a really, really good pick. And Greg Dulcich is probably a pretty solid pick as well. We got yeah, so that's where I'm at on the Bucks. I do like them a lot. And my boy Pat Bryant, by the way, his ADP's moved all the way up to 175. 175. And a reminder to everybody out there drafting him, I had 75% Kavontae Turpin in second quarter. The next week, so like I had a bunch of them because I took them in the last round because it was matchups. The next week, he started getting drafted like 30 picks ahead, exactly like the Pat Bryant situation. And then that weekend, as soon as the contest closed, he got hurt. And then Ryan Flournoy played in that spot in that week 1 game that I was targeting and had 100 yards and a touchdown. Please do not let that happen to Pat Bryant. Please don't happen to Pat Bryant. I know I have a share of DK Metcalf. I'm fine with any of those three. I'm going to go ahead and take DK. It gives me a little bring back on Judkins. I just haven't updated the rankings today. And Metcalf's another player that like I kind of like in this, but he just tends to go early in the drafts that I'm in. I might pull up Woody Marks here. I think I do the team stack here. I do not do the team stack here because I'm not allowed to do the team stack here. I think we go with McMillan. Yeah, we go with McMillan here. We're going to go a little light at running back. We're going to assume that this team says Saquon Barkley actually smashes. And Judkins' schedule is easy enough that he smashes as well. So we're going to go heavier at running back, and we're going to go with a little bit of zero RB, like a few zero RB targets or middle RBs here later. The Squib ended up with the most votes later. Evans could be such a hammer in this, but I cooled off. Right, yeah. Yeah, like, he's not going to be there the first couple of weeks, right? And I ranked him quite a bit higher, but, like, I guess his ADP's moved up drastically just in the last 2 days because he was 195 whenever I ranked him 179, and he was literally the top of my queue every single draft. So I stopped. I was like, I don't want 40% Mike Evans. Ayuk just pulled. Is he officially out for the year now? Is that official? Ayuk's 2026 guarantees voided by the 49ers. Ayuk failed to attend meetings, declined to participate in other team activities in recent months. This just 26 minutes ago from Underdog. They voided his 2026 because he didn't do team things. That sounds like a Brandon Ayuk thing. Does that not sound like the most Brandon Ayuk thing possible? That is fantastic. I hope that is true. I could be talked in. So Tyrone Tracy is another player I really like in this contest. I don't like him here, but I do like him in the contest quite a bit. So almost all of my Josh Allen teams have Dalton Kincaid on it. I'm fine with making that stand. I feel like it's a good place to be. Running backs. I think I'm fine pulling Tracy up here. Yeah, we're gonna pull up Tyrone Tracy. Yeah, signing him in the first place after the short Cincinnati was a bad process. Should have made him Washington's headache. So speaking of a shorts issue, years ago at my job, I had a job I had before this. Like, apparently, some guy, like this guy, so this guy trained me at this job. And it was a warehouse. So like you're walking around, like picking up stuff off pallets, right? And like it was all like shin high. And he's like completely not aware of anything. While he was training, and this was the guy after me, he walked into a board, had a board this big sticking out of his leg. Like it jammed into him. He didn't even notice. And he's just walking around with this board stuck in his leg, right? And somebody had to point out to him, hey, what are you doing? And so obviously this guy's just no idea all the time, anything going around him, right? He walked out of the bathroom one day and was picking for like 10 minutes with it just hanging out. Like he didn't zip up and it was just fully out in front. And somebody from like one of the females that worked there from like several aisles over, it's like, what are you doing? And it was a pretty hilarious situation. And it's so hilarious because it was obvious to everyone that he honestly had no idea that happened. It wasn't like he was trying to be coy or anything. He's just running around, doing his job the best he can with it just hanging out. You're welcome for the story. I think it's a great story. It makes me laugh every time I think about it. Luckily, I didn't end up seeing the whole situation. And by the whole situation, yes, I use those exact words for a reason. All right, so back to Bestball. For some reason, I got sidetracked. This is a weird team. This is a weird team. Like I love Shaheed, and Shaheed fell many picks. Now I don't feel as bad for accidentally double stacking in the Wildcat because it can always be worse. Thanks. Yeah, he's like he's a character. Like he's an awesome dude, but like he's an absolute character, as I'm sure you can imagine. Um, so I kind of like Gino's been targeting the hell out of him, right? I just want more. I want more Jawan Johnson than 2%. Like, only having one share of Jawan Johnson does not seem like, I guess it'd be 2 shares. It'd be only having 2 shares of Jawan doesn't feel like the right amount out of 50 drafts. I definitely want like 4, 5. I really like Jawan Johnson as a player, and he's only had one game without Shaheed on the team, and he's absolutely cooked. Uh, so I think I kind of like I wanted to take Trey Tucker there, but I feel like the right call. Like I want my portfolio to have some more Jawan in it. You got like this is the entire point of this. I just want to advance this little combination with Kincaid to the finals. That's all I want. So I will build a little bit more like team stack stuff. Like I got a little mini stack here. I actually accidentally took Shaheed in that mini stack as well. So like we got a little bit of week 17 correlation. 2 of them were planned, one was accidental, but Shaheed is just a value at that point. I think so. I don't know if you guys agree. But yeah, after this draft, I am definitely gonna take the headset off and chill and just. I mean, I will still be drafting. I'll be in the Discord. We can chat. Probably gonna do. I don't know if I'll be doing these or. I definitely want to start doing some hurry ups. I will definitely be doing some hurry ups tonight, and I will definitely be doing some drafters. I did one draft over on drafters, and I really, really like the team. I'll go to it right now. We have time. So we'll show the board. So I got the last pick. I want Puka, Amon, Hurts, Devonta Smith, and then Judkins, Walker, Jalen Warren down here. And got the double stack here. I don't have any Dallas, but I really like this team. And it feels really good. I really, really like that team. I have a lot of Jaden Higgins now. He's absolutely flew up the boards. Probably want. I mean, if Sean Tucker's here at this point, I will take a share of Sean Tucker. I don't know. Like, I'm just glad he went. Honestly, just glad he went. Let's go with Darnell Mooney. Have a little bit of a bring back to Shaheed in the first week of this. We could argue we're done at tight end. I definitely want to take a running back here. I think I definitely want it to be Blake Corum against Arizona in the week that Tracy's on bye. I think makes some sense. What's up, Doc? How we doing? Thanks for popping in. Thanks for hitting the like. I will be wrapping up my stream as soon as this draft is over. I've been live for a while now. I still need to go back and find the timestamp for the second fourth quarter draft I did. That's time would have been around something around like 12 to 13 minutes in. I still have to go find that. But other than that, it looks like everything should be lined out. If anybody wants to zoom back there for me and give me a number, I would massively appreciate it. That way I don't have to hear my own voice. And that's a win to me. Yeah, so I actually got to 4 dog bowls this week. I wasn't planning on doing a whole bunch, but we did. We did the 4. I liked all but one team. So, well, I could do some squib after. We didn't actually get one in. No, we got one in. After this is over, I'll join a couple with you on after I take I'll take like a 10-minute break. If you're in my Discord, we can if you want to jump them in with me, you can. Like, I'm going to do some of those. I'd like to get like 10 squibs in, like not a lot, but 10 of them sound pretty fun. But I mostly want to make sure I get some hurry ups and stuff like that, because I definitely want to get those in. Sounds good. Nice. Yeah, I would like to do a couple more squibs. The 12-man's. So some of the 12-man slates are really gross. I don't mind this one. I think this one feels pretty good. So let's look and see what we want to do with this last pick. I kind of want to force Pat Bryant on this team. What do you think? So, Coolers, what's your take on Jaden Daniels in this? I've been taking Jaden Daniels on teams as the only other quarterback with Josh and Lamar and Jalen Hurts. Like, because he goes at 140, 150, like, I feel like it makes sense to do that. Because if he does come back in 3 weeks, he's an absolute smash. I think I want some Emmanuel Wilson here. Maybe. There was something else I was wanting to. Oh, I know what I want to do. I wanted to take Bryce Young. That's what I wanted to do. This is the 4th time I've taken Tet, and I've been looking to take Bryce Young at 150. He went all the way up until yesterday. He was available in the last round. Yeah, like, so I could take Aaron Rodgers with Metcalf here and then tack on a tight end, and I have the Judkins bring back. I think I do that in this scenario specifically, but I'm going to push it. Actually, I don't love any of the – I mean, I love him. I love Pat Bryant. But we'll just go ahead and secure the second quarterback. Get the second game stack in there. Have all of our first picks kind of correlated with things. I think that makes the most sense. And then we'll be completely done. I mean, if for some godforsaken reason Jaden Daniels is there, we can do that. But let me find one of those teams that I did. Yeah, so like this one. I took Jaden Daniels at 144. I got Lamar, Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, Kenneth Walker, Tootin, Brian Robinson. Like, feels good. Zay, Diggs, Pierce, Burden, Parker, Adonai, Yoshi. And I just backstacked it with Jalen Lane and Zach Ertz. And then I got all the tight ends. So, like, I don't have a bring back, but, like, I'm a little bit in on Washington. Lamar feels fine if you have to go completely naked, right? And it allows me to. I think it's an awesome team. Like, I kind of like Adonai Mitchell right now. Like, he got some positive coach speak. They commented on the drops, but they're like, all I seen is he can absolutely get open, right? Like, Pat Bryant goes at 167. Adonai Mitchell is a player here that I would like to get if he's available. His ADP is 169 now. It's actually close. And Keaton Mitchell's a player I like a little bit. Kamara, like, came up with a random injury. Like, I know he's going to play. Oh, funny story, Ray Davis. In my touchdown only league that I've talked about that's crazy scoring, like the touchdown only scaled by distance, I was down real bad. And I started Ray Davis against James Cook. And Ray Davis outscored James Cook this week. Talk about running good. I started Ray Davis out of absolute desperation. And because it's player-based and not, like, defense-based, he got the 100-yard return, which is a 10-point thing. And, like, it's not touchdown only. It's, like, a point every 50 yards, I think. So, like, James Cook ended up with 5 points on his touchdown and then 4 points or something. So he ended up with 9. But my Ray Davis beat out their James Cook. I do feel a little bad. I do feel a little bad for him. I'm not going to give it back, but I do feel a little bad. Like, sometimes things just don't work out, right? Definitely need a receiver here. Definitely not one. Like, is it like? And what are we doing with Christian Kirk? Right? Like, we thought they were going to start using rookies, but they aren't. I think we just take the stack here. So the team right now, 2-5-7-2. We have 2 picks left. Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers. Running back, Saquon, Quinshon, Tyrone Tracy by week 14. Blake Corum, Emmanuel Wilson. Wide receivers, Higgins, Metcalf, T. Higgins, McMillan, Rashid Shaheed, Mooney, Evans, and Austin. How we doing, Hartman? What is up? If you jumped on about an hour ago, I would have invited you in. We could have done Dog Bowl together since we didn't get our Dog Bowl in this week. But I've already done 4 this week. I'm good. I'm tapped out. This is the last week. Good luck to you when you do some. This is my last draft for the night. I am going to, as soon as I make my last pick, I'm going to instantly end the stream and run to the bathroom. That's where we're at. That's where we're at in life. And then I'll be in the Discord doc, and we can, like, I'll jump in the Squib kick as soon as this ends as well. Actually, anybody who wants, let's just jump in the Squib kick lobby right now if you're available. Let me know, Doc, if you're available to join the Squib kick right now, or if we need to wait a minute or two. What are the chances that the Ravens rest Old Man Henry and let the Jets let me play Keaton Mitchell this week? I don't know. I do not know. I hope 0. You're in? Okay. So Squib kick, right meow. Entering. Where is it? There it is. All right, waiting on 2 for anybody who wants to do a Squib kick after this. It will not be on stream, but you can join and it'll be fun. I definitely want. I think I'm okay with just these 2 tight ends. My wide receivers feel a little weak for week 14. And my running backs feel fine, honestly. Could just go Ty Johnson, though. Ty Johnson versus the Bengals that first week actually looks really good. And we'll take Gabe Davis as a very low-owned piece here in this contest. He didn't get drafted until very late. So we'll do that. And what else do we want? Do we want a Darnell Washington share? Actually, Terrence Ferguson's probably the pick here. Oh no, this has been my slam pick the last couple days. Mike Gesicki, I think, is going to be low owned, like super low owned. And if Joe Burrow is back, he likes Gesicki. And Baltimore, Buffalo, Miami, Arizona, all defenses you could pass on a little bit. So I really like Gesicki in these. Free advice there. We are still waiting on 2 for the Squib. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. Good luck. I'll be in the Discord in a minute. If you're not in the Discord, the link is down below. Please hit the like on the way out. Sub if you enjoyed the content. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.